Let's go. And it's another day, another bits and pieces of football watch along business. The title race is still on, title clash. Liverpool could go 11 points clear with victory today against Manchester City. And when you see the lineups, when you see what obviously happened with Arsenal, if you still believe that this is a title race, it's not. And if it is, it's Liverpool versus themselves. They can really move clear, even if you still think there's hope of it. Now, Liverpool actually don't have the best of records in recent years at the Etihad. Now, we all know this is an anomaly of a season where really Manchester City are free game, if I'm completely honest with you. So Liverpool should never be more confident than they've ever been before. Now, for us, it's just a chance to watch good football. Smash the like button. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. We're 7 minutes, I believe, away from kickoff at the Etihad. So we might as well quickly see the starting lineups, man. Big up you lot tuned in. You think the race is still on? Aaron, I don't understand the question. What is a title race? Like, what is it? What is a race, you know? And how do you judge winning a race? Is it the person that comes first? Is it the person that doesn't give up even though they know they're not going to win? Are you racing against yourself and trying to be better than you was yesterday? I don't know, man. I need to know how you answer it. But if I cut the PR crap now, or there's nothing. Like, hey, I've been saying the same thing for a few weeks, man. You would need Liverpool to really fall off a cliff. And again, as long as it's mathematically possible, I suppose Arsenal got to fight and naturally just try and win as many games as you can. But yeah, it's going to be another season, unfortunately, where Arsenal are going to have to do a lot of explaining while other people are going to be doing celebrations. Manchester City's lineup: Edison, Lewis, Kozanov, Ake, Guardiola, Nico, Kevin De Bruyne, Salvinho, Phil Foden, Jeremy Doku, and Marmoush. Now, I want to see how Liverpool have gone about things. Alisson, Van Dijk, Konate, Diaz, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, Salah, Robertson, Gravenberch, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, yeah, quality players out there from both sides. I must admit, though, I do think, based on what we see week in, week out from Manchester City, you know, they've been getting battered and bruised and their defense has never shown more fragilities in recent years than I believe in this current season. Liverpool got some fantastic attackers. And you've got a makeshift defense at best. Not really makeshift, but makeshift. You've got the young, but experienced, young Rico Lewis and Kozanov, who's just been at the club 5 minutes. So it'd be interesting to see how Liverpool play down that left-hand side. It's going to be an interesting battle with midfield. I'm saying 2-1 City. Big up the mods. I mean, if City claim points off Liverpool, we could do the optimistic thing again if we really want. But I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool. Actually, I think Liverpool are going to do a madness. Liverpool never have injuries. Maybe that's something to look into. Haaland is not on the bench. He's not on the bench. We just need Martinelli and Saka back. Can't lie, bro. I think we need a lot more than that. But it'd be nice if they were to return. You look at City, typically they've got Haaland. Forget the players, but Haaland's inevitable in terms of scoring goals. You could throw Isaac of Newcastle into it, and I'm sure you lot also watched Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle. What a game that was. We should have done a watch-along. Liverpool obviously have Salah. The closest we have to that is Saka, but we don't have anyone else, man. And I don't want to make this about Arsenal. We can if you want. I will be streaming with some other Arsenal fans at 7 p.m, but we've got no inevitability. We're playing with no real bite and intention and invention, regardless of the injuries, man. Like I feel like it's too easy to beat us. When we've lost games, it's not because we've given our all and necessarily the other team was better than us, which they were. They got the 3 points. But I do think we'll look back in May, or the players will look back in May. There's a bunch of games. I'm more kind of annoyed about the draws, if that makes sense. But Newcastle, who have we lost to? Bournemouth, Newcastle, and obviously West Ham weren't at the races at all, regardless of who was out there. Yeah, GG, it's over. It's over. No Haaland. City turning up today. Too much history. I can't lie, man. City just look like free game. Anyone that plays against them, I think Liverpool are going to do them over. But Liverpool have got to be wary. Got Marmoush. I'm sure Salah would have been talking about his fellow Egyptian. Jeremy Doku, who really should have conceded the penalty in one of these games against Liverpool in recent years. We need to see Phil Foden today. Kevin De Bruyne got criticised indirectly by Pep Guardiola, so I'm sure he wants to show why he should have been starting a lot sooner. We still have to face Newcastle one more time this season. That's tomorrow's question. Smells of a draw. As long as there's entertaining football, VAR talking points, etc. What camera are Sky Sports using? This looks like a new camera, quite high definition. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to playing Newcastle. Even if Liverpool lose here, we'll still drop points on another week. Exactly. We've shown we're unable to go into weekends and know that these lot are playing on Sunday, we're playing on a Saturday, we need to take points. At the end of the day, it's all fun and games. Liverpool dropping points or doing mental gymnastics and calculations. Arsenal need to win, and we didn't against West Ham, did we? We do need Martinelli and Saka back, though. I'll be surprised if... You can never say be surprised, but I would genuinely be surprised if I see Saka this season. I mean, not that there's any... And you could argue, you need him back for the Champions League. We need him anyways. If the season's really a write-off, you might as well just let him rest up. We'll see you again next season, because it's going to be an important year for obvious reasons at our club, and it's also a World Cup year. But I think we're just paying for our mistakes, man. At the end of the day, we know what we should have done in the summer. We know what we should have done in January. There's bigger problems and there's bigger reasons as to, just signings, but indirectly, I think it comes back to that. Like, even if you look at the West Ham game, sometimes things just go wrong on a football pitch, Like, sometimes you're just having a bad day. We ain't got players, definitely with injuries. We haven't got players that can just nick us 3 points, or even at worst case scenario against West Ham, get us a point. And I feel sorry for Saka, man. 5 goals, 10 assists. I really think he was going to have a special individual season and was having that. But we'll go again when he's fit, man. Big up yourself. I'm a real Gooner. You're always here. Forest got 3 goals today. We can't score 1. We're in trouble Wednesday. And that's the most annoying thing. Yeah, kickoff is imminent, people. Well, I say imminent, 2 minutes away. Apparently, most goals and assists in an away season, Salah's up there. But yeah, getting back to that, I'm not going to lie, I was watching a Nottingham Forest game and they've had a great season. It's probably a bad day at the office and they did salvage it somehow. On the face of it, 4-3 looks a lot more respectable. At a point, they were getting battered and they look like they can't defend. The problem is, like you said, we can't score goals, and they're happy to let you have the ball. They press very well. They can kill you on the transitions. They're clearly in a greater moment where Nottingham Forest, are concerned to us. It could get ugly midweek on Wednesday. It could get very, very ugly. But all we can do is go again, man. Like, Mikel Arteta, indirectly or directly, we've all got to this point. The Merino thing didn't work. It worked against Leicester. It didn't work now. And I don't want to blame fatigue because I don't think it's an excuse. But again, I think my issues around Stardust, fatigue, injuries, it all comes back to the summer. Mate, it is what it is, man. Big up man like Timber. I think Arteta needs to gamble and play one of the youths. Clearly don't rate them. Now, you never know. If he goes and plays them in the next 3 games, and regardless of where it ends for Arsenal, if we go and do a madness, sorry, people have to remove the lineups. Great. But clearly don't rate Donnies. Doesn't rate them because they're not playing. Like, young Nathan, how many minutes has he played on that pitch? Rightly or wrongly, when teams are in bad moments, they typically revert to type. You're seeing who Arteta rates and doesn't rate, even with the exception of injuries. The game's kicked off here, people. Szoboszlai is up there for presses and counter presses and all them modern stats. That was just said in the build-up on Sky Sports. Gravenberg has found Salah. We're going to see Salah up against Guardiola. It's going to be an interesting battle today. Pardon me, Salah's made a mess of that. He still has the ball. Is Cabra even ready? Probably not. By the end of the day, like, might as well use them. And like, we got nothing else. Like, they might not be ready, but the Moreno thing did not work. The Sterling thing is not working. I'm not saying these will work, but he's going to have to use, logically, he's going to have to use them or be a bit cute and clever. And Mikel Arteta is a stubborn man. He clearly knows. I think he was out of ideas beyond the obvious yesterday, because when have we seen Zinchenko play in midfield? When have we seen that? The Merino juice didn't bang. I guess you could argue, should you have played the same starting 11 and then brought Merino off the bench? I don't think Arteta adapted. I think the players have to take responsibility yesterday, and I think everything with Mikel Arteta, man. Like, oh gosh, cut the track. City have given the ball away very cheaply here. It's probably been the theme of their season. Szoboszlai's gone for a shot. In truth, it is poor. Lost my trail of thought there, but oh well. Keep your questions and talking points coming. It's been a good start to this good first 90 seconds. Marmouche. Like, there's no excuse. I mean, I don't know when he initially started talking with Man City and he signed in January, but like 40-50 million euros from Frankfurt, that you could see how that ties into what Arsenal are doing. I mean, yesterday we needed goals, but I would have thought Mikel Arteta would have. You were talking about the young players, but could he not have brought market opportunity off the bench? Could he not have brought keeping the powder dry in the summer off the bench? No players available. I mean, we don't want bodies for the sake of bodies. I think these are all good January signings I was hearing, peddled out in the PR. Fair enough. DG, if Liverpool lose, we'll be in the same position as on Saturday, game in hand. One more hyper will come. Yeah, but in life, it's the hope that kills. It's like, for me, I'm not, you know what? Yeah, what would make me a lot more confident, even as ridiculous as it would be, like, let's just say, worst case scenario, Liverpool or whatever. I look at my team, I don't see warriors like to the level that's required. I don't see enough to believe we can do the impossible. And that's Arsenal's question mark. It's not about all the stuff we've done good. It's about getting over the line now. You know, there's some fans that are out there can do no right. There's some fans I genuinely believe are just so happy to be in the race and it's courageous. And even the courageous thing, yeah, I'm not saying anyone's stupid or smart, but for me, there's a thin line where Arsenal concerned. Sorry for making this all Arsenal, but you lot got me started. Some people look at it as courageous. We've got injuries and we're playing Marino up front, etc. Could you argue it's stupidity? Liverpool got Salah. Last couple of years, we've been fighting City. We've had Haaland. We know we've needed a striker in another position for different circumstances and different contexts, but another centre midfielder is playing up front. We've been knowing about that. Fair enough. The last 2 years before, obviously, the campaign we're in now, the injuries wasn't to this extent, but we've seen in 2022-23, one man Saliba getting injured, how things can derail. Last year, yeah, there was a lot of good stuff, etc., but you still missed him by Tomiyasu and Thomas Partey for the vast majority. This season, boy, and I know they know it because Mikel Arteta keeps saying we've got one of the smallest squads, and I wouldn't know where it is to hand, but he was speaking, I think early in pre-season, he was asked about his defensive ranks and why he keeps signing defenders, and he mentioned the example of when Saliba got injured. We're standing in the rain and complaining we're wet. Jeremy Doku hasn't quite done anything at City, has he? When he's up against Trent Alexander-Arnold, hasn't quite got past Trent. Say commentators talking, he skipped past Trent. You don't get brownie points for doing that against Trent defensively. Big up DJ in the nation. YouTube louder beefing for once. Such a come DC, you're moving, Riley. You're moving, man. Guys are just shooting for 40 yards for no reason. What I wish Arsenal was doing that. How do you mean Thames is watching us and nobody's trying to score from 30, 40 yards? You think when we wasn't playing football in school days in PE and the girls are walking past and they're playing rounders, I'm not doing the most. Jeremy Doku, speaking of doing the most, has kept it simple and found Mamouche. Liverpool have had to do some defending. It's shaping up to be an end-to-end game so far. If you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? Rico Lewis, Nico Gonzalez, Kozanov. Must be nice signing players in January, man, at City, regardless of how the season pans out. I'm not saying I want Asensio or Rashford, but I see them do their things. I see even AC Milan sign João Felix. It's crazy. Arsenal really ruined Hooks' birthday. Shout out Hooks, man. He's going to be at 7. We completely blew our loans, like absolutely failed the assignment. And again, we can do the injury thing and the contexts and whatever. Like, I'm not even saying to be positive or negative. We just have to look at the facts. Like, we know we need another creator to ease the burden on Odegaard, especially when his form is like this. Of course, the man needs to take responsibility. We've asked what happens if Saka gets injured and Benjamin White. We've asked about left wing and the striker options. We've spoken about a lot of these things. All of this, the shortcomings at Arsenal, they were there last season. Nothing that we've seen this season is anything new under the sun. Konate skips past Trent and it's here with Salah. Salah's giving away. Salah started quite slow. I mean, it's only 5 minutes in. He's having a great season. Individually, I'd say, well, definitely in terms of output, like Alexander Isak and Salah got to be the best performing Premier League players. I know Haaland's record is probably still clean. Isak, who is a crisis prior to today, didn't score in 4 games. What's he on, like 18, 19 goals this season? Gravenberch. You see, we should have grabbed him from Bayern Munich, man. See, that's the long-term party, Don. You see, we're not proactive. We don't do the smart things. Konate, it's a good switch of play to Diaz, who's still linked with Barcelona. Luis Diaz, can he get at Rico Lewis here? Twisting and turning. Skilled up himself there. Kevin De Bruyne. Even Salvinho, I know he was at Girona, but the profile, you're telling me you can't pick up a young winger and a little Marmouche type signing? I know I don't know, actually. I don't know, because if I did, maybe I'd be saying something else. DG Chris Wood is up there for best performing players as well. Yeah, Chris Wood, not quite today, but he's doing his thing as well. My FPL team will remember this. We could do with Doku. He's nothing to scream and shout about, but definitely could have done with him. Like, we're struggling. We ain't got no bodies. It's absolutely terrible. Self-inflicted, man. Like, I genuinely think that where Arsenal's concerned, that is self-inflicted nonsense. Liverpool already have 4 points off their January loans, but we've seen, obviously it's not the same. But do you remember when we lost out to top four? I might be wrong, but it felt like 1 week we played Spurs or 1 week we played Newcastle or something along the lines. Like we missed out on top four. Them lot down the road signed Kulusevski and Bentancur. So we have shown when it wasn't even when it wasn't clear that we was gonna go and get top four, that we wouldn't act. So why would they necessarily act when we want to win the league? I do think Arteta and the players want to win the league. My question is more how we're going against it. I'm not saying the Cronkies don't want to win the league. And I think it's getting redundant speaking about that kind of stuff, if I'm honest with you. Shot on target here with Phil Foden. It's getting boring. Because there's a lot of, as much as you can do the blaming the owners thing, there's a lot of lessons I think Arteta should have learned by now, specifically in terms of winning a title race. And I'm not saying I want him to stay forever or get sacked, but 5 years, 6 years into it, I'm not saying there's not light at the end of the tunnel, but how many more years are you going to end up like this without trying something different? We all know keeping the guy or sacking the guy doesn't guarantee success. I'm just answering the question because I know we're a good side and all of that jazz, but it's about getting over the line now. Arsenal fans will sit there until you're blue in the face and tell you I was the best team in 2024. Mikel Arteta himself said, that's great. We want to win the title. And if we are so good and our players are so good and our manager's that good, when are we going to win something? I know you can do the philosophical thing and say trophies aren't the only measurement of success. I think every balanced person here, definitely on our platform, can understand that. But it's a trophies thing now. Like, come on, man. We're not picking up domestic cups. I hope they prove me wrong where the Champions League is concerned. That's the only hope we got. Premier League was so close, but so far. I do think in this, basically 9 minutes into this City versus Liverpool game, I think the tempo is good. Don't really think there's been any sort of chances or heart-in-mouth moments. For Manchester City, I can't lie. I think it's the most composed I've seen you lot play. Phil Foden's attempting to switch play to Doku. Can Trent Alexander-Arnold get there? Just about does. Gives away a throw-in. We didn't even do a cheeky Jan loan signing that we usually do. Didn't do no Jan loans. Didn't accelerate no summer targets. You know, didn't get a player that looked like they were on the scraps of other clubs. I'm not saying it's the best or right thing, but we literally didn't. Can we really complain that there is an element of fatigue? We got someone up front that's not a seasoned striker, and all the other issues. Didn't put our best foot forward. He fumbled the last 2 windows. January, I'm not saying I allow the club for January because that's the last chance saloon, but I can almost fall for the rhetoric around it's difficult to do things in January and all of that, even though there's injuries they needed to. It's the summer, bro. Flapping around for Neto and my man. What's the other one? Raheem Sterling. Flapping around. Marino, decent. Not a difference maker. Calafiori, I got faith in him. Defensively shaky, and obviously we didn't know them, but Lewis Skelly's, well, some fans are comparing Donny to Ashley Cole and whatnot. Nobody's saying anything about that with Calafiori. So we didn't sign no level raises at this moment in time, maybe in years to come, or at least, you know, anytime soon. Didn't improve the depth. Didn't take heed of seeing other teams in seasons get derailed by injuries. I'm sure there was a year that happened to Liverpool. So same old, man. Just go get me Liam Delap on the cheap when Ipswich get relegated. DG, should we have kept Mika Bear? I'm not going to lie. I would say yes in his regards because I said it in the summer. Obviously, I'm not even saying necessarily to bust through at Arsenal. Of course, he was there. He could have been an option, really. But I just felt we should have done what you would see a team like Chelsea potentially do. Give the man a new deal, loan him out. And then obviously, if he done what he did, if he did what he did when he left us, we would have made more money holding on to him for another year. Kevin De Bruyne, that's our ball to Silvinho. You know, Van Dijk's going to have to do some defending. Silvinho, it's poor from Liverpool, but they've dealt with it. Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, I'm a big fan of Jones. We was linked with him in the summer, or the ITKs were linking him with Arsenal in the summer. I don't know how credible it is, but I'm having that. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Poor pass from Trent. Never thought I'd say that, but it's been intercepted by Guardiola. I still think Liverpool are going to win 2-1, but City are moving a lot better than I thought. And to be fair with you, between Guardiola, Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden, they should have been looking at scoring there. It's poor from City. Can Liverpool counter-attack? Mohamed Salah putting the burners on. It's Bandulu, but he's got away from Ake. Ooh. Salah's in here. I don't know how they dealt with it. I just see 3 blue shirts flying towards Salah, but at this moment in time, they've dealt with it. This could be a good game for the neutrals, man. Arteta needs to learn to adapt to a plan B in terms of style of play, improve tactically. Otherwise, he'll never be an elite coach. And it's valid. Like, obviously, you can have your brand of playing, way of playing, but to get to that next level, and you do adapt because we don't play the same way we have for these last 3 years. But in game, you don't change. You change little micro things, but it's not being a consistent of yours. We just still play the same way, doing the same things. And when it works, it works. When it doesn't, you get performances amongst other reasons, like yesterday. Salah will score. It's inevitable. It definitely is. FITKs too. Salah is really not a good footballer, but he has stats on his side. Now, I disagree with that. Well, cut the track. Curtis Jones. Shabozla surely has to go. What's he doing? Why is he not shooting? Okay, he's found Diaz. Liverpool could go ahead here. Diaz squares. Corner kick. Liverpool should be doing better there. I disagree with that slightly. Of course, Mohamed Salah isn't the most eye-catching of footballer, but I do think he's a baller and he's technically amazing. And, you know, I see so many players that are definitely entertaining, but they're not doing what Salah's doing. I mean, you don't do what he's done in the game individually, collectively, if you're not a good footballer. Of course, he's known for me. He's no Neymar. He's not entertaining like that, but come on, man. Imagine we had Salah, man. You could play his favorite right-hand side at this moment in time. But Salah, your contract's running down, man. We could play you up front. You, Saka, it could be a movie. Rico Lewis is marking Virgil van Dijk. McAllister, okay, what's this? Oh, that's a great set piece from Liverpool, you know. Salah has scored. Bring up that comment. Salah will score. It's inevitable. We need the lottery numbers. Liverpool have drawn first blood at a ground they typically struggle at. Great set piece from Liverpool. As an Arsenal fan, I have to appreciate that, really. It's a fantastic one. It's fizzed across the floor from McAllister. I think Diaz has flicked it. There's been a touch of fortune, but it's ended up with Mohamed Salah scoring. Inevitability. Play. Fair enough. Blink and you miss it type stuff. What actually happened there? McAllister's played it short. Sorry, it's actually Shabozla. McAllister's played it short. Shabozla's flicked it on. Salah's had an effort and it's gone. Has it taken a slight deflection of Ake? It's still his goal. I think it's taken a slight knock of Ake, but that's the definition of making your own luck. So many young strikers left us. Balogun, Beref, Chido, and Ketia. We've been bad with the Ketia thing. Lucky goal. You make your own luck, though. You make your own luck. Boy. 15 minutes in, Liverpool winning a goal to 0. Let's see how City react. Liverpool are, at this moment in time, I swear, 11 points clear at the top of the table. 25 Premier League goals. You got someone doing that and we're playing centre mids up front. Banter. Guardiola, Jeremy Doku. The game's not over yet. But Liverpool in the driver's seat, Jeremy Doku, and that's where they probably miss Haaland. That is a very good ball into the box. It's been cleared by Liverpool, but that's a very good ball into the box. And it's probably a tap-in for someone like Haaland. And it probably should be 1-1 already. Of course he scores, bro. This man was stinking it up last season for Klopp. Now he's moving like this. Imagine if we had a player like Salah. City relying on Marmoush, Myth. We need to see Phil Foden do something. That's straight out the training ground. Straight out the training ground. Very good set piece. Caught City cold. I was barely getting my thoughts around the fact Rico Lewis is marking Virgil van Dijk. This is all no marking stuff's crazy. Phil Foden, Rico Lewis, Gonzalez, Marmoush, Guardiola. Foden's made a good run further forward, but he's on his J's. And this is the thing, Man City, well, Pep, just like Arteta, they're going to play the same way 9 times out of 10 at the same tempo, knock it side to side, etc. Big up yourself, Josh. Pep needs more money spent to coach his way out of this. To be fair, Pep's earned the right for peas, man. Like, it's like getting one of the best chefs in the world and they're telling you they need the finest ingredients. You get it for them. I'm not going to act like Pep hasn't spent peas, but I've also seen him bring Busquets out of the academy, move Messi to as a false 9, go into the Camp Nou, and I'm not going to say his name, but the Brazilian right back, we don't condone what he did, and Jordi Alba, the positions they used to take up, Pedro coming out of the academy, all that tick-a-tack crap. Like, I've seen him do stuff. I don't think Pep is going to thrive on, like, I think Klopp could do. I don't know for trebles and all of that, but I think Klopp could. If we just say Premier Leagues and champs, I think Klopp could do what Pep's done in terms of silverware at City. I don't know if Pep could do what Klopp did at Liverpool in those kind of conditions. That's why Pep's the greatest manager. But like, I always think back to the Emirates era, and I do think there is a time. I genuinely think there was a time we could have got Pep Guardiola at Arsenal, or we could have got Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, Wenger would not and did not step aside. And you could have the bigger question, definitely where Pep or any of those kind of managers are concerned. They wouldn't have got the money for the large parts of their careers at Arsenal. So they probably would have left. But in line of the cronkies and how they work, bro, you need someone like Klopp. And beyond the obvious with Mikel Arteta and Klopp, Klopp's got experience. And again, I don't want to use this experience. Arteta's got transferable experience to learn what he needs to learn. But Klopp's obviously, I'm sure he won a league title with Dortmund, not against Bayern, and he's come second 1-2 times. So he knows about the fine margins. I don't think Arteta is learning as aggressive from the last 2 years, simply put. I don't think he's learning as quickly as he needs to. Cousinov. To be fair, I thought Liverpool would have tested you a lot more. He's been all right. And he's gone home to his goalkeeper, Edison. And he's got it back from his goalkeeper. City need, you got Rico Lewis inverting, you got Kevin De Bruyne in the pockets, Phil Foden the same, Marmoush the same. They need to play a bit faster. This is going to suit Liverpool. Wenger's artistry in attacking football at a different level. Different level. Hey, did Memphis to pay €1 million to bail out that right back from Barca that we don't talk about? If he did, that's scummy still. DG, what hurt me is when we was linked with Carlo and he chose Everton, that showed me further we were unserious as a club. Their managers will walk away. Crazy. Pep can never chat to Wenger, Ferguson, Mourinho, Klopp. Oh, she's in the realm, bro. That's what? Pep Guardiola, lad. He's a legend in his own right, man. They're all legends, man. They're all sitting at that table. City, a system team like us, they don't know how to deal with unknown variables. This style of football is dead. No coincidence. Both teams fell off. But when I said that, people said I was a madman. And I'm not against micromanaging and all of that stuff. But once you look past that, that's where I kind of put my Wenger cap on. What are we doing as a team? Where's our identity? Like, yeah, there's injuries and whatnot, but even when everybody's fit, we still question our attacking play. Yes, I know we score all of those goals and you can say it's effective and all of that, but creating chances should not be an issue. We are the low block and mid block and all those block kings. That is something people have said that they don't like about Arsenal. We should know how to pick the pockets of a low block or how to exploit it. Mohamed Salah on his bike. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne stops him. Battle of the oldies there. City will lose and Arsenal will be the talking points. DJ, have you recovered from yesterday? I'm at the acceptance stage, if that's what you're asking. I'm definitely at the acceptance stage. Yeah, that was a tactical goal. Liverpool could do us a favor today and stop City catching us. Fair play. Oh, boy. It's crazy. I don't know how to feel. I low-key want City to win because the toxic trait in me believes we can still win. The common sense kicks in. I'm like, who cares? It's the hope that kills, man. As long as it's mathematically possible, believe in it. But yeah, it's not happening. And of the 3 years, including now, where we've quote unquote fought for a title, this is the worst year, man. I haven't been optimistic from the start. I know I might come across as grumpy and all that because my mentality was I need to see certain things differently. And ironically, we're still dropping points kind of in the same context, is literally against the same teams. It's the same season on repeat. Curtis Jones gives it away. Rico Lewis. It's been a good tempo to the game. Phil Foden. Don't worry, man. When City playing Ipswich again, Foden has to do something today. Marmoush. Jeremy Doku. There's no one in the box for City, though. And again, City wait for the perfect opportunity, side to side, all that kind of stuff. Can be boring to watch. Bro, that's what I hate about our current playing style. 90% possession, intricate runs in behind, passing patterns and coordination, but one ball over the top on the count and we're dead. Which is true. And at the end of the day, we're not putting the ball in the back of the net. But there's too much statistics and all of that crap, man. Like, football's about what you're doing as a team. And, bro, You got inverted fullbacks, you got Odegaard, you got this, you got that. Creating chances should not be an issue. Even when you deep it, West Ham had the better chances yesterday and they were counter-attacking for the large part of it. And Arteta's got to find a way, because we've been saying for the last 2 years, anytime someone does a mid and low block, already you stressed Arsenal out. The best example, but it's even before that. Fulham, do you remember a few years ago, Fulham? Last year, I say a few years ago, last year, Fulham away. In the green kit we had. We saw it against Everton. We've seen it numerous times. Marmoush has gone for a shot. It's technically a shot from Manchester City on target, but it's dead. Do you think Simeone would come or Ancelotti? Ancelotti, forget about it, mate. Like, you've been at Real Madrid. Come on, man. You know, if you're Ancelotti, why you, bro? You're calling at Madrid. You think he's gonna put up with, yeah, I need someone in January. No, we can't because the bank balance. Forget all of that. Liverpool could be in here. Shabazz, like, he's done quite well. Where's his teammates? Curtis Jones finds Diaz and Diaz gives it away. Simeone, I'm not on the Simeone team, man. Unless it's a thing where one season you get us over the line, because that ugly football, if you win me trophies, I don't care. But if we're not winning, you could say the same about Arteta. If we're not winning trophies and doing that, I don't want to say what it's normally referred to on social media, dead. And they won't like Simeone. I don't know about now, but Simeone is a man who will. Have you noticed when Simeone signs players and it does not bang, like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, like it's not always given a year or two for you to develop. Like if you look crap in the first 6 months, some man are alienated from that. With our self-sustaining model crap, we're not doing that. Arteta's here, man. I'll be interested to see where we are and what the talking points are and what we've achieved at the halfway point of his new contract, which he signed in the summer. Guardiola, that's unorthodox defending. Lewis, you got time. You don't believe in yourself. You're kind of scared of Curtis Jones slightly. What do I know? He's still got the ball. Silvinho. Oh, that's a silly foul to give away. Marmoush is cold. Diaz's touch always let him down always. I can't lie. Liverpool fans seem quite frustrated with Diaz. The stadium is quiet. It's the empty ad, man. When I suggested Jurgen to take over from Arteta way back when he was running Project William, people lost it with me. But that's a realistic hiring the board would make. Yeah, Jurgen, it's over, man. His stock's on the floor. DG, did you see Arteta took like 40 minutes to get to the post-match press conference? Bro was livid. Can't be livid, bro. You should be livid with yourself. The players should take responsibility, because regardless, I don't see everyone needs to take responsibility. The players are not playing like, pardon me, from a footballing sense, where the title is kill or die. I'm not seeing no protagonists. I'm not seeing anyone take responsibility. And then obviously we don't have too much players with individual quality that are inevitable and can make things happen. We've just spoken earlier about Arteta's tactics. The board are not serious. You fumbled in the last 2 windows, but we're going to do that thing where we look towards the summer. Depending on how the summer market looks, it could be more of the same. Rico Lewis. But every year we don't win a trophy, the question has to get bigger. Is Arteta the guy? Not if he's a good coach. The man's clearly a good coach, clearly good at them things there, clearly going to be a success in your career, but it only matters if you're doing that at Arsenal. Mohamed Salah attempts to switch play. Just too much on it for Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones puts his hand up in appreciation. It was a good idea. Can we all agree Salah is the second greatest winger in Prem history? I don't know, man. There's been some serious guys, man. There's been some serious guys. You know, you got Salah, you got Eden Hazard. Well, you said second, so I end up, you being a United fan, I'd imagine Cristiano's first. Perez, Arsenal agenda, it's an Arsenal channel. Perez, yeah, could say so. Salah's a legend, like not just for Liverpool, but in the Premier. Like people can say, oh, he's not nice, like he's not nice to watch and all of that, but he's been doing this for years. Not bad for a one season wonder. Liverpool, Chelsea flop. Oh, Nico's got himself caught there. Phil Foden saved him. Nice to see finally back some beef. Forest going to beat us as well. We usually lose in batches. DeSanto was peed off. Forest shouldn't have lost to Newcastle. Forest will be on smoke. Fulham, man, I still have nightmares about Ollie Watkins on the counter versus Smith Rowe. That's like a microcosm of the entire Arteta tenure. When it's crunch moments, we crumble, bro. You see, when you want to win a title, you need to win when things are going badly, when there's... And what annoyed me is that I didn't see players taking responsibility. But at the same time, I could say that. They're only playing the way the gaffer's telling you to play. So Arteta, what's going on? Jeremy Doku on this left-hand side attempts to put a ball in the box. Virgil van Dijk heads it clear. Guardiola. I mean, City are just not threatening, are they? There's a long way to go, but they're just not threatening. He ain't the guy. I don't get why Arteta is so protected. Spent mad money and won nothing in 5 years. Name another club who'd put up with that. Diaz got moved to false 9 DG when Gakpo took his chain and spot. I'll be surprised if Jota, Diaz, and Nunes would be at my club next season. You won't surely let all of them go. This acceptance of top 4 by the club will gradually drag us back down where we were when Wenger left. To consistently be in the top 4, we need to be aiming for the league title, which is true to a degree, which is true. And to be fair, I don't have the statistics, but it feels like we spent more money like getting some quote-unquote stability. Why is the TV going to turn off? Where is the remote? Getting some quote-unquote Champions League stability, then actually kicking on and getting over the line, like 2 points away from winning the league. Like, we're going to finish at this rate, we're going to finish way off it than we did last year. So there is no progression. And there's probably some individuals that have had better seasons, but collectively, like last season, you could evidently see we became low block FC, set pieces was more ugly. The year before, we got into the title shout. What progress has been made this year? Yeah, that's our first loss in 15 and all of that kind of stuff, top 6 records there. But like, honestly, what progression have we seen this year? At best, it's just been some maintaining thing. What evident progression has there been this year? Like, what is substantially better this year than last? Yeah, you can lie and rewrite history and say, oh, we've had all these injuries, we're still second. That's great. That's great. But like, where is it? I'm just trying to see it. Part of me wants us to sack Arteta so we can fall into a Man United decline. Tired of you lot. I agree he's not flawless, but talking about sacking Arteta is dumb right now. This is the same. Oh gosh, this is the same City we slapped 5-1. I'm not saying to sack Mikel Arteta. I just think every option should be on the table because I do think the conversation shouldn't be necessarily. Obviously, it's tactics and whatnot, but we need to get the conversation to getting over the line. Like, how is it going to happen? We can't just sit here and be waffling. I don't think Arteta has earned like sacking you is off the table. I'm not saying pitchforks and get him out, and I'm not even necessarily planning without him last season, but I do think with some of the balanced rhetoric around why he's not the man, it holds weight. I don't think you can 100% back it. Oh, Marmoush could be in here, needs to get the shot away. Does! Oi! Egyptian for Egyptian. Gunshot for gunshot, in fact, shouting for no reason. The offside flag. I don't know if VAR is going to get involved. Don't see too much protest from Marmoush that he might know in his heart he's off. Is he though? Yeah, he is. It's a good finish though. I thought the chance went away from him. It's a good finish. I thought Robertson was going to close down the angle. Let off for Liverpool. It is still 1-0, 15 minutes for the end of the game. McAllister's on the floor. And I can't lie to you, yeah. I hear the logic, but even us wanting to fall off, like just by what you said, even wanting Arsenal to fall off, just so like we can say Arteta's the guy. I'm not saying this is you, but it's that kind of rhetoric that I don't agree with because I do think some people are more loyal to seeing Arteta fail. Like some people would rather Arteta fail than us succeed with him because he's not the guy. And some people don't want to necessarily achieve success if it isn't without Arteta. I do think the guy's a good coach and he'll win stuff in his career, but I only care if you do it at Arsenal. And I don't want us to be a training center. And you've got us to a point. Can you get over the line? All I'm saying is every year you don't, and every year you're here. That's the only question I'm interested in answering. Arsenal quite animated with his players as McAllister receives treatment. Pep Guardiola the same. Smash the like button if you haven't. Not quite sure what happened to McAllister, but he is still down here, folks. No, this season actually makes me sick. I know you ain't DG. You got that level head. I agree with your criticism of Arteta, but I'm seeing people on Twitter talking about Calafiori being ish. You know how I hear you, Schemo, but you know how Twitter is, man. You know, like 1 minute you're the best thing since sliced bread, then you're not. It is what it is. You know, you're never gonna see balance there, man. Vinny has scored. Real Madrid are winning 2-0. Pep is hella animated. DG, you released your anger after we lost yesterday. Congrats. Pep is a fraud. Fraud? Bit harsh. Pardon me. Our defense typically bails us out, but without goal scorers, we will struggle to win the remaining games. We may get a few draws. Go ahead. And it's those 5 margins, man. Like, obviously, at this very ground, we was down to 10 men, but didn't hold on to the lead against these lot, against Liverpool. Who else is there? Aston Villa, probably the biggest crime we committed in terms of holding on to a lead. It's those fine margins that we haven't quite arrested, and that's clearly what's going to make the difference. And until we do that, as well as obviously investing and all of that stuff and fixing the areas we need to, we're in issues that, listen, I'm not a Premier League manager, innit? I don't know football to the way these lot know it. But for me, Mikel Arteta, you've done all the mad scientist stuff and all the complicated stuff, winning on field tilt and all that. It just feels like to get to the next level, we kind of have to have our thinking cap of the rhetoric that football's a simple game. Can we just get a striker that scores goals? Can we just have enough depth so that if injuries happen, there's that? Can we get some difference makers? Can we just go a tiny bit back to basics? Konate with a long searching ball forward. Rico Lewis wins the header. It seemed like the City and Liverpool players just stopped still here. It's eventually here with Jeremy Doku. Finds Silvinho cutting in off the right side, tries to go back to Doku, runs into Van Dijk. Typically, that doesn't end up well, and that's the end of City's attack there. Wait. Arteta is friendly with Poch beyond just being acquaintances. That's his boy from PSG days. Do you think Konate is that guy? I think Konate is a good centre. We are 2 world-class attackers from winning the league. I think it'd be a big help. I don't think it's as simple as that, but I do think that is a step we need to make. Szoboszlai's done very well to skip past Savinho and progress this attack. Robertson helps it on to Diaz. Can Diaz's decision-making be top-notch? Cuts in. Fine. Salah, it can get bad. It can go from bad to worse for City. Trent. Now, I wonder if it's a corner kick for Liverpool, but I wonder if you're Slot or if you're them Liverpool players, should they have bagged there? Kudus and Isaac would win us the league. We're not getting either one, though, man. I don't care if Arsenal don't win the league. I just need Liverpool to lose as much as possible. I feel genuinely bad for people that really believe this was the season we win the league. Not after that summer would be a sporting miracle. They don't happen around here. Tell me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Arteta needs to cut off Pochettino. Man. DG Arsenal need to go in early for Brennan Johnson and that. Get the hell out of here, John Ant, with that, man. Man said Brennan Johnson. Nunes was close to Saudi and Jan, and Diaz doesn't look like he's signing a new contract. So, and I'm sure even with all of these guys staying at Liverpool, there's a couple of areas Liverpool fans want to address and Arne Slot. So it is going to be a big, busy summer for Liverpool. And to be honest, they owe Arne Slot. Yeah, they're going to walk the league, and you could say they didn't need players, but if it went the way that wasn't expected, like now, but FFG did not give him a summer. Half fit Chiesa, and I can't say I've even seen Chiesa in a Liverpool shirt. He's had to work with what he's got. And I know the rhetoric around Liverpool, which is true. They've got good players. They've got previous winners. They've got experience. They've got all of that. But people weren't saying that in the summer. They're saying, oh, there's a falling off period. It's a transitional one. It won't last with Liverpool if they get injuries. They've got a busy schedule. They got this. They got that. Now, these same guys that were doing all of that, they're saying, oh, well, yeah, it wasn't really much of a rebuild. The goalposts are forever moving. And for me as an Arsenal fan, winners win and losers explain. Unfortunately, we finished second for 2 years. Liverpool finished behind us. We even overtook them. They've won one league. City won the others. We weren't there to take advantage of when City fell off. There's a lot of explaining. Winners win, losers explain. 2025, Liverpool have won the league. Last 2 years, City won the league. Got to work on getting over that line now, or it's all dead in the grand scheme of things. One major thing that would make me a Mikel Arteta outer, even though, again, I'm not against the possibility of upgrading if there is a discussion to be had around that, would be if I, rightly or wrongly, if I see the players start to down tools. If the players look like that, because really, they're still just doing what Arteta is telling them to do. That's when it gets dark. And I do wonder how we're going to get ourselves up for next season, really, because it's got to be exhausting. For whatever reason, you're fighting for the league and then it's crumbling and you're going out of cups and all of that stuff. For the manager and the vast majority of these players, how long are you able to keep that stamina and motivation, like Wenger used to say? Mohamed Salah, it's done very well. Can he get the shot away? Fine, Szoboszlai. It's about to be 2. It is 2. It's fantastic play by Liverpool. Szoboszlai's had a very good 37 minutes, 36 essentially. Salah got a goal. Now he's got an assist. Liverpool are 11 points clear. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. You could ask me as an Arsenal fan. We saw that a few weeks ago. But boy, it's not over to the fat lady sings, but the vocals are surely warming up. Credit, fair play. Good play from Salah. I thought he lost the ball. It's poor from City, man. But that's on brand with them, their level of defending all season. Look at the run. Is he offside? Oh, Szoboszlai, I hope you're not offside. You might. Are they going to have a look? It depends. Did they say you're interfering with play? It's a great run from Szoboszlai and Salah. It's great composure from Salah and Szoboszlai. It's gone in the back of the net. It's a great run off the ball by Szoboszlai. Nobody's picking him up. Getting a bit peed off as an Arsenal fan because it's reminding me of Bowen. Only time they're aware is when it's too late. It's gone through the legs of the Kazanov guy. And yeah, man, City fans have become used to this. And City are going to spend a bag next summer, innit? Boy. The fat lady sang in the summer, yo. Listening. Focus on the Champions League. Big up you lot. Shout out the optimistic Arsenal fans. I want to be wrong. I really want you lot to mock me and say you didn't believe we'd win the champs and da-da-da-da. Forget it, man. Forget it. Because we're even talking like it's a formality that we go past PSV. I remember Olympiacos, Sporting and Villarreal. If you get through them, Real Madrid. Oh, is that a free kick? Seemed like Marmoush dived 20 years later. But he has got a free kick. I had a vice captain in high school who refused to lose without trying every option available to him. We don't have that in our side. Odegaard and everyone is just too nice. I mean, when your captain is that guy and then you down tools, is it on brand? Like Odegaard doesn't put the team on his shoulders. And even now, like Odegaard's, you lot know I love Odegaard, but like, you're not doing the Odegaard things, really. The only thing keeping you in the team is A, there's no one else. B, there's injuries. And 3, whatever Arteta tells you to do off the ball. But if that was another player that wasn't as technically gifted as Odegaard, we'd be saying, what's the point of work rate and just working hard? Is Marmoush or Phil Foden going to hit this? Foden jumps over it. Marmoush headed out by Konate. Liverpool about to win the league at our stadium. Ow. Good. We played them for that. I just hope we don't get have to give them a guard of honor, man. It's going to get dark. Marmoush sits. Diaz on the floor. Jeremy Doku is boring, though, City, man. It's side to side. It's pretty, but it's not effective. It's not doing anything. Reckon Odegaard's new year is keeping him up at night. It could be, man. Like, I'd say for me, when you ask me what I want in an ideal world at Arsenal, I get in the trap of speaking about strikers and left inside forwards. Salah is cooking. Guardiola did well. I get in the trap of bringing in new attackers. And obviously a centre mid that's likely to partner Declan Rice. But you could argue, yeah, Ethan's come on the scene and all of that, but you could, we need a creative player as well. I think Odegaard is better than Bruno Fernandes, but one thing Bruno Fernandes does a lot better than Odegaard is he tries to put the team, like you saw against Everton, he puts the team in bad situations on his back. You can love him or hate him or rate him. Odegaard don't do that. Corner kick to City. Not going to lie, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if certain strikers are looking at Arsenal and straight up turning it down because they don't want to come to the Emirates and be a part-time DM. DG, this is the same City we slapped 5-1. I told you, don't be surprised if they concede way more today. Could get ugly, man. Goals change games at this point. They need to focus on getting one. But City just play the same way, which is going to suit Liverpool. They've got it on the right-hand side. Kevin De Bruyne gets a shot away somehow. What phase is slotting? These phases, eh? Trust me. What phase is slotting? Phases and this and that. Marmoush. Well, he has been one of the brightest City players. Throw it to Liverpool. Honestly, I don't see us beating PSV, not with our attack the way it is. But honestly, I'm glad this is happening. Top Gooners will finally accept the title. It's done. We're going to have to give them a guard of honor at our stadium. Kick it over the damn top from time to time. Not everything needs to be La Masia tiki-taka football. But it's not even tiki-taka. We're never playing tiki-taka. It's not definitely not tiki-taka. We're not moving the ball fast enough. Luis Diaz eventually loses the ball. Probably overplaying. Mamouche. Kevin De Bruyne. Surely one more pass. Tries to spam cross it. Van Dijk. Van Dijk and Kanai have done their defensive work diligently so far. I take a City thrashing. At least have fun. Hello. Salah's breaking that on re-record, man. I'm sad. Boy. If fine margins doesn't fall to us most of the time, this is more systemic than a coincidence. What other manager is asking their frontman to drop deep regularly in midfield? To be fair, I think that's a requirement. You know, you are seeing Marmoush do that. You saw Isaac do that today. But I do want us to, going back to what I said, let's just simplify things, man. Thank God the fake hope for these delusional Arsenal fans ended now. I heard the bookies have cashed in on Liverpool winning the league. It'd have to be the biggest capitulation we've ever seen, or I've seen in my 29 years. We do not play tiki-taka football. It's slow, control-oriented play style to ensure we concede less chances. But you still have to score goals. Thing is, though, lads, Slot didn't have man like Rob Holding in the squad. No offense, it's true, but people weren't watching Liverpool then. Like, and it's more or less the same players that you finished above the last two times. So it's only so far. He ain't like Rob Holding ain't been here for a minute. Like we can't talk about Rob Holding last year or this year. You're not wrong, but it's like, at what point are we just going to get over the line? You've got great defensive depth, and our defenders are probably better. We can't act like this is a woe is me, man. Collectively as a club, if nothing changes, nothing changes. GG about from John's mind games about Arsenal should sign Johnson from Spurs. What wingers that are realistic to obtain do you think would improve us? At this point, I don't have a clue, man. But it wouldn't take much. It wouldn't take much. You're seeing what's out there. Phil Foden goes to ground. Kevin De Bruyne tries to bulldozer his way through, and he's stopped in his tracks. Gravenberch tries to play a ball over the top. I don't know what he saw or who he saw. Next season, the fans will turn on Arteta and the board. I don't know, man. I've just accepted the club, but not on what I'm on, man. Guardiola, Nico. It's the same old tempo from these City players, realistically. We're into the 45th minute. The total night ball's absolutely amazing. There's 2 minutes of added on time. Even that's what annoyed me as well, man. Like, obviously, there's never a good time to concede goals, but we conceded in the 45th minute. Like, that little focus that's needed, especially because we had, like, Nottingham Forest would be exactly like West Ham. Teams sit back against us, be solid defensively, they got half a chance. I only say that because if you look at it, Nottingham Forest they face more shots than they've had shots. They're happy to counter attack and they're good at that. And they're happy to not let you have possession. Based on today, they can't stop conceding goals per se, even for their form. The problem is we can't score. If you don't get over the line on your second attempt, it's a wrap, DG. Last season, you had to win it. There you have it. And again, going back to what I said, it's more the energy levels, man. Because, yeah, I just think it's the energy levels. I feel last year was the year that you had to get that. This year, I think we've done what we needed to do to be second, but I've not seen us bear anything. City have had 66% of the ball. Liverpool have had 34%. Who scored more goals and who's winning? Allison with a long ball forward tries to find Diaz, tries to pop it over the head of Rico Lewis, and it's actually Rico Lewis has done well. I thought he was gonna get nicked there. And Mr. Tavares, you're moving mad. Congrats to Liverpool on winning the league. Serious club, serious manager. Only one signing got it done. Oh man. Jeremy Doku gets past Trent. But Doku's good at this. Where's the end product? Guardiola, Nico Gonzalez. Not too many shirts to aim for. And City are not going to cross it, are they? Kevin De Bruyne, he's dying to put that towards the back post. Oh, gosh. Kevin De Bruyne. Tries to hit it with his weak peg. And, yeah, where that ball's gone, only God knows. I don't think there's going to be any pressure, man. As soon as we got top four, foot was off the gas. That's the end of the first half, folks. Mohamed Salah and Szoboszlai with the difference for Liverpool. Statistically, how many shots has there been? Liverpool have had 3 shots, 2 on target, and obviously are winning 2-0. Manchester City have had 7 shots, 3 on target, got no goals. City have had 4 corners. Liverpool have had just 2. Liverpool have taken their chances, and right now they're 11 points clear at the top of the table. They've got 64 points to Arsenal's 53. It's a big week for Arsenal. A big couple of games indirectly. If City were to win, they put pressure indirectly on Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. We all know Nottingham Forest lost today, and we know who they're playing next week because we'll be doing a watch along for it. The league is not over yet, but will Arteta find a solution? Let's hope. I don't believe in blind hope. There's no solution. All Arsenal can do is just get back to playing to a decent standard, win as many games as you can, save face and keep it moving. We need Liverpool to... You always have hope. Like, I'm all on hope. I'm not saying you're saying this, but I'm not on blind hope. Liverpool, if they win this game, are 11 points clear. We need them to not just drop a game. They need to drop a couple. We need to beat them at Anfield. We need to make sure we find a way to win all our games, which we messed up as well. So I'm always with hope, but I'm not going to do the blind hope thing. I don't know what solutions Arteta can find. Maybe if he's, who knows? Like, I just don't know. We need our players back from injury. Too much needs to happen. And the only reason that I agree with you on the basis of we haven't played 38 games yet, but the league's over, man. It's over. There's not a single, and I'm not even trying to be negative. Like, I will be as positive or as negative as I can see in front of me. Like, I'm not saying we need to call everyone crap and burn the club down and all that, but like, what reason is there to have hope? I don't see my players standing up to be counted. I don't see my manager finding solutions. I feel myself talking about the same things I've been speaking about last season, purely on the pitch. Indirectly, we all know what we did and didn't do in the transfer window. Players are not fit. Still relying on the young Ethan, which had an off day against West Ham already in issues. Got to travel to, and again, you've got a chance, but you got to go to Nottingham Forest. Still got to play Chelsea. Still got to play United. Still got to go to Anfield. I'm genuinely asking because this is all a conversation. Like, where is the hope? What reason is there to be hopeful? Don't equate that with not supporting and all of that kind of stuff. But I genuinely want to know. I am looking for reasons to somehow have some sort of optimism. I want to know where the hope comes from. These boys ain't slowing down. Where is the hopes? Because we're in that stage of ifs and buts. We knew what we had to do yesterday. It's already out your hands because you're relying on Liverpool. Where is the hope? Where does the hope come? Genuinely, where does the hope come from? People still talking about hope. Come on, people, let's wake up. We're ish. Zero hope, in my opinion. Shout out yourself, Fargo. Greetings right back at you. Not going to lie, the only way we are staying in the top 4 is if other teams help us. Also, the 5th place will get Champions League next season, so that increases our chances. DG, do you think we can get top 4? We have Forest, Newcastle, Chelsea, Everton at Goodison Park, United at Old Trafford, Liverpool. It is what it is, man. Oh. It's not going to be easy, is it? It's not going to be easy. Oh, gosh. Goodison Park's going to be nasty. Anfield is nasty. Forest is nasty. We can't lose at Old Trafford, man. The United fans do not shut up. I can't believe Chelsea and United fans are giving me verbal after their teams yesterday as well. Although Forest lost today, DG, that midweek game will not be easy. They pressured Newcastle in the second half. They did very well in the second half. I think it was a tale of two halves, man. It was a good game of football because I think the first goal, well, in the first half, Forest's only goal, it came via a mistake. Now, not criticizing it, but Newcastle shot themselves in the foot. Newcastle up the ante, and Isaac's a fucking baller in it. Got a bit of fortune with the penalty. It was a good penalty, but the link up play, who scored? I think Murphy ended up putting it in the back of the net. I think either Gordon or Lewis, who had a great game, popped a ball into the left-hand side. Just a little flick from Isaac. And that's what I'd have a bit more optimism if we had a couple more magic players, man, that can just make something happen. We ain't got that. Dude, get your government involved to pass laws to enforce the owners to invest or face harsh penalties. Salah has a goal and assist in 11 matches in the league, on par with Lionel Messi with 11 matches as well, most in a season elite. Not going to lie, it's looking peak. This season, we have no excuses except injuries, but all of us Arsenal fans seem to have excuses. Winners win, losers explain. I'm not even saying that to be harsh. That's 18 points. You see what I'm saying? We have to go for it. There's nothing else in it. At the end of the day, I always tell you, look, that's how I look at my life. I look at all the negatives, the reasons not to be positive. And then it is what it is. You got to have hope. But I'm genuinely asking, beyond it, I'm not saying anyone's trying to sound cool. It sounds cool to say we keep going. It's not over till it's over. Do all that romantic fighting talk thing. But what is the reason to be optimistic? I'm genuinely asking, like, what do you not see on that pitch? And the same one saying that I'm not answering. And I'm genuinely trying to know. There's so many question marks with Arsenal. I don't know. The board is honest enough to recognize all issues and we fix it. And even at the same time, I'm clearly critical on the board, yeah, but even questioning my own logic. Because we're not necessarily fond of the board and we think they're underinvesting. Is that just a copium? Is it just a narrative we would like? Because we don't know. And I'm at that point of, at the end of the day, whether the Cronkies are not investing or the owners are not investing or this one's asked for players and it's not been given or Arteta's been suggested things and it hasn't happened. Either way, we're here now, isn't it? Like, we're here. We are here. You're all in this together. We are here. How do we move on? The cold hard fact is we are here. How do we get better? How do we get over the line? History, unfortunately, does not care about how good Arsenal fans think they were in 2022-23 or last season or this year, if you think that. It doesn't care about that. Do you know how embarrassing it is for Arsenal to do a guard of honor towards Liverpool after trying to win it for 3 seasons in a row and then doing it with a new manager? Well, the players, if that happens, they've got to feel the pain, mate. That's all it is. That's all it is. The same pain that and for the whole club, the same pain that you lot felt when, you know, last season, we all knew City were going to win it, but it was mathematically possible to the point where there must have been identical Premier League trophies at our place and at their place. Remember how it felt to be sat on that pitch with what was at stake and how you felt. Remember how it's going to feel to give that guard of honor. And I'm talking about the whole club. Remember how it felt, because that should be driving you. Should have driven you the last couple of seasons, because that's the feeling. It's going to hurt the players. It's going to hurt us fans, of course, but in fact, it's not even going to hurt me, man. I've seen the guard of honor with Van Persie, like, brother, like, it can't hurt me. It's the same logic when people say, oh, Saliba and Saka and this one and that one's gonna leave and all of these kind of things. Of course, I don't want them to leave. It is what it is. I've seen on relief. Arsenal will get it right next season. I hope so. But where is the evidence to say that? I'm like, Jordan, you're here all the time, so this ain't an attack at you. Like, we're a family here. We're Arsenal fans. Like, we're trying to reason here. How do we know that? I don't doubt the club tried to do what they're doing in the summer this season, but it didn't do it. I have no doubt you tried to do stuff in January, but nothing arrived. I hope they do, but like, where is the evidence? Definitely. Marcel, shout out, man. But he is right. Keep trusting the process, man. It's so funny being in a title race with Arsenal guaranteed trophy. See, stuff like that. Our fans can see the title is gone and they see the board does not match their ambition, so the players are playing like how we feel. I don't think that the players, I can't accuse my players of saying that. I don't think the players are doing that. I think they're trying to win, whether they're able to, whether I think they've got the fight, the courage, the desire, the ability, the tenacity, these all things. I don't think they're going with it like that. But you could argue there is weight in that, because in January, did Declan Rice not come out and say, oh, we had to play Tierney left wing? I'm sure the manager wants to buy players. So I wonder how the players are going to feel. And again, it is the energy levels. You know, stamina and motivation is really underrated. And that's one thing I can't say the players and Arteta, because it's your third year you've been fighting, but something needs to change to get over the line, or it's dead. Winners win, losers explain. Like, so we can say we're gonna get it right and we're gonna do this. Seeing is believing. I'm not saying they won't, but seeing is believing. You can tell me about war chest until we're blue in the face. If the season starts, I do not see a striker. I don't see a bigger squad in terms of numbers, because the manager keeps talking about that. We don't have something on the left-hand side. We haven't looked after everything that needs to be looked after. I'm not expecting us to make all the signings and sell all the players, but I think this season has really put at the forefront questions that we already had. If Odegaard's not doing the business, where's the creative spark? If Saka's not there, what's going on? Who's giving us even 50% of what Saka's doing off the left? Where's the striker? Where's the depth? Who is doing it when the usual suspects are either injured or having an off day? Who is doing it if our defenders? Like, there's been a couple of times this season, you know, our defenders have just had bad days at the office. 9 times out of 10, they save us. Best player on the pitch yesterday, probably David Raya. And that's because of the... In fact, that's the only optimistic point, really, when David Raya has prevented a counter-attack. Give or take that and Benjamin White's effort towards the end of the game. We're our own worst... I genuinely think we're our own worst enemies. And I think that's the thing that sucks the most. Take nothing away from Liverpool or City in the last few years. But before I look at them, there's so much we need to arrest internally. On the face of it, no shame in losing to season winners like Liverpool, you know. No shame in losing to the big bad bullies City the last previous years. But the club, the players, the fans, we know it was down to us. They didn't get over the line, man. Safe. This season, many teams have been inconsistent, but we still fall short. And they lied to fans once again. Remember that Arteta speech at the end of last season? The evidence, both City and Liverpool are in their prime, weren't able to be perfect every season. Liverpool and City have both had seasons where they dropped off in between two intense teams tired. That's true, but like, I hear that, but like, you said we're gonna get it right next season. That don't answer anything. That don't answer that. I'm genuinely asking you, like, how we can be so sure this is getting patterned next season. I hope so, because we're all Arsenal fans. But what does that mean? Because even if Liverpool have, even when they weren't winning league titles, they were still in finals and picking up trophies. This is an anomaly of a season of City. The last few years speak for itself. Even when Liverpool have quote unquote fallen off, they've still been up there. Like, and then if both teams have been allowed to fall off at some point, and in Liverpool's case they've come back, or City have dropped off and we've not taken advantage. In all of those situations, whether we've been leading the Prem or the chasing pack, we haven't delivered. What's going on? Like, where is the evidence? This is all without speaking about City probably going to reinvest, which they've already started. Liverpool, there's bigger problems at Liverpool as well, because as I said, they done Ancelot very dirty. There's no future proofing. As much as they might win I say might, I'm trying to be hopeful. They're going to win the league title. They've got their 3 key players' contracts running down. January, they didn't help him, and I'm sure Liverpool fans wanted players. The summer, the same. And there's still a lot of other chinks. And as we all know, when you win a league title, if we assume that's the top of the mountain, the only way is down. So you need to invest and not get complacent. You know, it's one thing talking about Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk because of their contracts. You know, Liverpool fans just said earlier, you know, there's rumors around Jota not being there, Núñez not being there, etc. Why Arsenal? I can't lie, Sky Sports, you lot are nasty individuals. Why the hell is Bournemouth Arsenal from October on TV? I mean, it's a great set piece, but you couldn't have used a set piece where we scored the corner boys. Sky Sports, you man are nasty, you know. Nasty. There's no need to show that. Mind games to the highest extent. And that's the thing, yeah. I actually think Arsenal, we've got something, but I just need a bit more. I need a bit more intensity from my players, from my manager, from the owners, everybody. Just need a bit more, man. God, please make us win the Champions League, man. Allow me, I need this. I seen Chelsea win it when they were rugby. If we win the Champions League this year, we can gas it. Oh, man, even me, I don't believe it. PSV is one thing, Real Madrid's another, and even if you touch the other rounds, I don't know. But the agendas, we won Champions League without a striker. We can do things. And I think I can't say the boys deserve it, but the boys fucking deserve it, man. Odegaard deserves that. Saliba deserves that. Come on, Arsenal, man. I lost my virginity. I lost my virginity. Like, bro, I was a virgin when we last won the league, and I've lost my. Oh my! Do you know how much life experiences I've been through since we last won the league? It's peak. And Chelsea are gonna get their act together one day. Newcastle are building something special. Every year, the commercial restrictions are loosening. I don't want us to fumble what we could do. Because even if Liverpool fall off in the next 2-3 years, at least they bagged it. If City fall off next season, at least they've won 1-2 things. If we fall off, and again, I'm not watching all the other teams. Did we take advantage when we've got the great top 6 record, best team of 2024, this thing, that thing? No, we ain't. And I just want to shut people up. Lot of fucking Arsenal fans, man. Everyone's got all the answers in that. We deserve it, man. I can't really say the Emirates doesn't feel like home. We've been here for years, but it's not going to feel like home until we bag something. Everything happens in its right time. It's great, man. It's great to say that. I hear that. Wait, let me remove that comment. Sorry, I got to make sure the timer's on. Second half soon kick off. And it's off. So you can't see this as destiny. Salah deserves at least one more league title for the career he's had in the season he's having. We're the nearly team, nearly score, nearly win, nearly. Bridesmaid, never the bride, man. It's sad. It's sad. Brighton, Villa, Forest, all these teams are becoming dangerous. Newcastle's very dangerous. This was our year, and the board betrayed the fans, to be frank about it. Inspired by us, man. Arteta is a serial liar and a bottler. Said he'd get it right this season. 2 weeks into the season, telling us we don't need attacking players, as we're oblivious he's comfy with that 15 mil. If Liverpool get rich owners like City, Klopp would have won a lot of trophies. Do you agree? Won a lot of trophies. Klopp won a lot of trophies anyways. Like, not that I want to be Liverpool, but Liverpool have shown it can be done. Like, I wouldn't say Liverpool won the war against City because City bullied this whole league, but they're about to bag their second Premier League. Got to a Champions League final, won it. Obviously picked up one, 2 domestic trophies. So it shows it can be done. Because the rhetoric last season was, oh, well, this powerhouse, this juggernaut of a City side. But then simultaneously want to say this is the best team of 2024. Lad, we bopped City 5-1, you know. We're finally starting to become decent against the top 6. I won't say Liverpool at Anfield, but last 2 years, we haven't won. We ain't lost. So, like, Anfield has been filled with stress. I know. And where's all you older heads that were doing, oh, this feels like 89. It feels like 89. I've been a Gooner, maybe 40, 50, 60 years, DJ. You ain't seen this before. I always say, I hope you look all right. But I think that's burying your head in the sand thing. It sounds good. But you can't sit here and say you don't see what is in front of us. There's no way you can see what we're doing and be inspired on a consistent basis. We're a good team. We have not capitalized on the small things we need to improve that take us up the levels. A lot of this shit is self-inflicted. From the manager to the owners and the overall way we're run as a club and what the ethos is and the players. Everyone. I got a lot of time for Arteta, but let's not make out that he's the prodigal son and all of this and he's saving. Bro, my man's earning 15 mil a year. And there's a lot he has to answer for. There's a lot he hasn't addressed. No man is without faults. You lot will criticize Bukayo Saka and praise him and analyze his things. I don't want Mikel Arteta spoken about as the Phil Foden of managers, where he's spoken about as this guy not held to standards. Of course, within the Arsenal fan base, there's little balanced in opinions. You have his Marmite in it. He's either the guy, he walks on water, or he's done nothing for the club, which is why speaking about our club in itself is quite exhausting, if I'm completely honest with you. There's never any nuances. I do think Arsenal fans, the ones that paint overly positive stuff, they act like, you think about any goal you lot have had in your life, yeah? Pardon me, myself included. Granted, sometimes you might have had a goal and achieved it, and it was a straight line. But whatever you've done, whether it was gaining qualifications, passing your driving test, I don't know. When has the path ever been straight? When has there never been spanners in the works? Which it feels like some Arsenal fans, life mirrors football, mirrors society, life mirrors football. People think everything's going to go well. There's never going to be ideal conditions. You're not going to be great for 38 games. Not everyone's going to be fit. Refereeing decisions, and I know Arsenal fans, we are done dirty with refs. That's not going to go for you. And even with all of that, there's been so many times I feel we haven't done what we've needed to do. game management, define margins, conceding yesterday in the 45th minute. Obviously 10 men against City, but not holding on. Liverpool not holding on. Stupid goal conceded at the bridge again. 2-0 up against Aston Villa at the Emirates. On the face of it, a draw isn't the worst of results against Villa, but if you're 2-0 up in this Premier League, you got to fucking come home with the 3 points, especially if you want to win a league title. I'm not on this being negative for no reason or this positive for positive sake. I just feel we're a good team, could thump up people. There's a lot of innovative things, but in sink or swim moments, we let ourselves down. There's no way around that. Sink or swim moments against Newcastle in the League Cup, let ourselves down. United, let ourselves down. On the vast majority of this campaign, we've been like, what? We've got 3 losses. Like, we're second. I'm not happy to finish second, but mathematically, you've done a lot better than other teams. But we've also shot ourselves in the foot. Even in a couple of the games, I think sometimes it's been fatigue. It's been a point, but you look at the 3 losses this season, and it's like they're quite identical in that we just never got going. Probably the West Ham defeat, definitely better than the. Obviously, there was a sending off in the Bournemouth game. Newcastle, where how we rocked up at St. James's Park like that, I don't know. There's so much we need to arrest internally, man. Even Brighton, the 2 games against Brighton, marred by refereeing decisions. We had chances in either half to kill the games. So we can bury our head in the sand and do all of that, but, you know, ignorance is bliss. I hope you lot wrap it up before you play us, man. Not in the guard on the thing, but it is what it is. When the pressure really gets hot, Arteta seems to lose his cool, subbing Odegaard versus Villa last year, subbing Rice. To be fair, Rice weren't doing nothing in that game, I won't lie. But that's how I know he was getting to him, though, because Zinni in midfield, Rice off. It's a shame, man. It's a shame. But it's squeaky bum time we crumbled, didn't it? I seriously question Arteta's talent ID. The whole summer was spent on securing Callot and Moreno, who are decent, but one is injury prone and a defensive liability, and the other is just average. I'm enjoying this Chelsea season as a rival crashes out every week. Hey, big up Villa. Big up Villa for that. That, you know, it wasn't a perfect weekend. Obviously, we lost. Liverpool about to win, but the scum won. But it's always nice. United still didn't win. United fans speaking with chest after a draw, you know. Crazy. You know how funny football is? United fans will laugh at you for getting a point against City last season. Pardon me, or even a point now with 10 men. But they're gassing up a point against Everton. Fair enough. He gets sacked if we don't get Everton, not for everyone. We drew against them, blood. We beat you in the league. How about that? He gets sacked if we don't get top 4. Owners lose out on Champions League money. And from our fixture list, Arteta's lack of tactical innovation, top 4 is at risk. Crossing, inshallah, against a low block. Even the crossing thing yesterday, Graham Potter said, yeah, you might want to cross back 5. So that was already out. I always say, Arteta, I like that you can plan for things. You're a madman in that regards. But it's like too many things have to go the way you predicted. Salah, somehow it's still in the box. Robertson, you wouldn't think he wants to find a teammate there. Our fans need to get themselves together. Look where a lot of top teams are. Look how good Newcastle are, and they're nowhere near a title. Look where Chelsea are, bro. We need to relax. Major comps are coming. We can do all of that, but like if we was winning, nobody would tell us to relax about winning Premier Leagues if we did win it or the champs. I think as long as you're being balanced, you can defo, quite frankly, be negative about the club. I hope they arrive. But how long are we going to have years like this and we're going to keep saying the same thing? Imagine it's like 2015-16. We don't even get within 10 points of the title. Boy. Bruv, 100 left backs and no strikers. The buck stops with Arteta. Under Arteta, Salah would have been finished by now and released. It is what it is, man. Certain investments needed in the summer. No more market opportunities, please. Bro. I think you got to look at it in a twofold. I think first thing is about the starting 11. If I don't see a striker and another winger coming, we're not serious. Kevin De Bruyne taking too long. I can't believe I'm saying Kevin De Bruyne is taking too long. Marmoush, Phil Foden. Foden loses it. This most Salah guy, but this Salah is not human, man. The guy's not human, man. And it goes to show, like, how you look after yourself. I know people say last year, your contract, all of that kind of jazz. But, like, the guy's been doing it for years and it's not slowing down. Surely signs a new deal at Liverpool. You never know. You could look at it and say, you know what? We thought we wouldn't win the league. Come back. Hope the new gaffer brings in some signings. We're gonna stay. We can win this next year or whatever with some added quality. Everyone's situation is different, but if you're Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk, you could also caveat that and say, you know what? Quit while you're ahead, kind of thing. Of won many a trophy. We would have won a Prem. The best way to go and do something else. And I'm sure, well, I don't know for Liverpool, but they've got to be planning for every scenario. All three stay, one stays, all the denominations. Phil Foden. City just playing at one pace, man. Marmoush is on this left-hand side. Look at Chelsea, look at Spurs, look at United. They've all moved mad in the transfer window and it's hiring and firing managers and they're still a shambles. Yeah. But we're not trying to look at them. Like, we're trying to win a Premier League title. Like, so on one hand, thank your lucky stars that we're not them, but on the other, like, we're fumbling the opportunity we have. And at some point, naturally, you're going to have to look at trying something differently. We don't want to be like them. At some point, Chelsea are going to get it right. What's the point looking below us? We should be looking in the mirror what we can do better. And when Liverpool do win this league, like City did the last 2 years, naturally, you got to learn from your rivals, isn't it? They've done something we haven't. What are they doing that we haven't? Oh, Diaz, are you onside? I don't know. And the pass wasn't the best. Good defending. More of a poor pass, but good defending by City nonetheless. It sounds great. I can't wait for the executive to come from Arsenal fans. Are you enjoying the game? I hear it, man. I'm focused on winning right now. I don't care what happens next year after. Exactly, Marcel. Next year's problems are next year's problems. Yeah, I'm sure Liverpool fans have question marks about the future direction of their football club and the future planning. Clearly, there's got to be fair questions. There's been no future planning. They sold the manager short, didn't bring anyone in. All right, that's so ungreedy. Is it onside? I don't know. Is that goal going to stand? I don't know. Does Curtis? I think it's 3-0. Curtis Jones isn't giving anything away. He had a look at the offside flag. It's great play from Liverpool. Game, set, match. FIFA ting past the pad. I think he is onside. The fat woman has sung. City getting mashed up in their own stadium. So, yeah. It's just coping, man. We've been way off our best, e.g. we started the league terribly and never picked up form. So we were never really in the title race. It's just Liverpool have given us hope. They haven't been great either. Then if we was never in the title race from the jump, then like what was we doing with the season then? Then it's got to be a failure then. Like what were we doing? Were we just actively trying to get second? I know what you mean. I'm just purely being devil's advocate. Like what are we doing here then? Oh, is that a fingernail offside? That's a finger. Do you know what Curtis Jones, the reaction? I don't know, but it's a lot tighter call than it looked in real time. All right, big up Fam Zone TV, 7 p.m. You never walk alone, unfortunately. Is it offside? The offside flag's about to go up still. And it is. Surely it's not offside there. Oh, well, yeah, it is. I don't know, man. There's too many different angles. Well, VAR, best bit of defending from City today. Curtis Jones riling up the Liverpool fans regardless. Well, yeah, Marmoush. Thought he was fouled there. Ref don't agree with me. It's offside. We were mediocre in the Champions League with world-class players and teams with shit players. We'd go and wait 1 sec. Oh, we'll go and win it now. The reality is we have never been serial winners like that. Is what it is. Have you seen our record against mid-table teams? It sums up our big weakness. I'm gonna, 7 p.m. I've got a couple of tabs that I'm gonna ask the lads about. I have seen it, but that's been the case. Like obviously, we're not always gonna beat the bigger teams, but we know we can compete against the bigger teams. We can get something. It's the ones that you should be winning on paper. I still think we need to learn how to consistently win ugly. Because for everyone where we've defined the odds against Wolves, there hasn't been too many times we've done that. Yes, with dodgy refereeing decisions, you can't do that all the time. But for me, I think regardless of the calls against in the 2 games against Brighton, for example, I think we still could have nicked wins. Jeremy Doku, can't believe one of the City players is appealing for handball there. It's hit Canary in the nuts, mate. What's frustrating about Arsenal is it's 1 or 2 tweaks to win the league. No different to when we could have brought Suarez for 40 odd mil, offered £1 over and mugged it. We would have won the Prem. What 1 year can do to a team, City is terrible. There's gonna be a lot that needs to be done, man, to get City back to where they are. Bro, this club is dark. I don't know what phase this is. Omri's record is getting broken this season by Salah. Big up Salah, I got no beef with him. DG, on a Champions League night, do you prefer the panel on TNT or CBS? CBS. The cycle of failure and mediocrity at Arsenal isn't just a thing now. Even when we were at our best under Wenger, we still used to bottle league titles. We went 3 seasons in second back then too, and that's unfortunately on brand. DG, did you watch Modric's goal against Girona? Blood's 39, and we have Odegaard tap dancing outside the box and running into no man's land when he has tons of space ahead. I've seen that clip doing the rounds on social media, and if I'm honest, it does look cowardly from Odegaard, and I think it is cowardly. But then when I put my footballing cap on, potentially he's making that run for Ethan in the game. But I do think Odegaard, I don't want to say hiding, but you're hiding, bro. Like, you're hiding. And it's a thing where it's moments like this where they're never going to give us clarity as fans, but you would love to know if there's something else going on, because yeah, you could say you might be carrying a knock or ankle injury or whatever, but you're still playing. You're in a terrible patch of form at the worst time. Horrible. I love Odegaard, but some of you, and I can see your usernames, smash the like button, folks. Some of you tried to fight me when I said he's not talking to Mesut Ozil in the most respectful way. I love Odegaard, man. I got time for him, but at the end of the day, I'm not seeing you, bro. We can talk about it, you're missing Saka and all of that, but come on, bro. The performance ain't there, man. Put the team on your back, man. A little bit. Never even that. I'm just asking you to reveal your, like, just be a bit more active, man. But even that, when you look at the statistics, yeah, Saka ain't played for us for a million years, right? He's still up there for all big chances. Odegaard is still up there. You wouldn't know it watching us. I only say that to say we've come so far. We're so close to building something. And it's like we've got here. It's like you're baking a cake. I don't know. It says an hour to bake the cake. We get to 45 minutes and we just turn off the oven. And then we're surprised. When did this become Arsenal therapy, man? But anyways, man, big up you lot. Welcome all questions. We need a proper skillful left winger. I can see what Arteta wanted out of Fabio because it's that profile. And I must admit, in isolation, yeah, Fabio going on loan, Smith Rowe leaving, and Nketiah going, I've got no issues with them. But like, obviously, with what we're seeing with injuries, we didn't cover our bases. I don't understand why we didn't recall Fabio Vieira. I don't know. Maybe we thought we was going to get something in January. Maybe they overplayed their hand and overestimated our ability to grind out results. I don't know. But to not bring in a cute and clever loan, to not bring forward any summer potential plans, to not do nothing. Like, to not do nothing. I'm not even saying Fabio Vieira. I'm even with that. But yeah. Another Foden stays quiet sesh. That clip of Odegaard running away from the goal is mad, DG. I must admit, man, we need some... Like, if I'm just looking over winning the league, it's easier said than done. And I can't sit here and tell you them players, yeah, because at the time, you could even say it with City. Apart from when Van Dijk and Alisson walked in for the money. And even that, people were still saying Van Dijk, he's not levels and all of that. Oi! Big save forced by Edison after Diaz's effort. We ain't got no difference makers, bro. We ain't got enough difference makers, enough guys that just got magic. As I said, the West Ham game, that's one of the games in the calendar where you can criticize the tactics and what we did and didn't do and injuries and this, but end of the day, yeah, if you just have a wavy player, like when it's like Alexis Sanchez, how many times were we, quite frankly, pardon my language, shit, but we just got the points and moved. I do think we've been unlucky on one hand, but then again, you make your own luck. We ain't made our own luck or put our best foot forward enough. Big up flawless movements, man. One love. Like you say, DG, there's an element of luck that has to be in play and a lot of other variables. Liverpool didn't sign anyone, but they've remained healthy while our main guys dropping, which is true. But then again, bro, last year everyone was fit, more or less. This year there's been injuries. We've still been competing. My thing is, regardless of different contexts, why are we not doing this in May? For those that live in Islington, why is the council not briefing you lot about parades and whatnot? It's peak, man. There's nothing else to do but going again and that, innit? Great conversation, man. It's all right, DG, to be honest. Sometimes better to laugh or you'll cry. Forget luck. You make signings to counteract luck. We predicted that signing 29 would ruin Arteta, and it did. We signed 29, the Spanish version of 29. We still need a striker and a left centre mid. Hey, man, let's not call Arteta, not Arteta, Kai a donkey and all of that kind of stuff, man. But I don't even think you can criticize Kai Havertz beyond the obvious. We all know you can, but like you didn't buy yourself. You're not picking yourself. You are not making yourself the more clinical man. You did not run yourself into the ground. I genuinely think Kai Havertz, I say unfortunately because it shows where Arsenal are. If Kai Havertz is, for the last 2 years, been one of your top goal scorers, is one of your more reliable players, you're in trouble, bro. Like, you're in trouble. We got to remember, we know Kai Havertz can play up front, but it was, Silvinho's done very well to skip past Robertson. How do you do that? Brazilians are ballers. Silvinho tries to lay it. Yeah, that's on brand with City. It's been terrible. Even forgot my point. Yeah, that's it with Havertz. That's if Kai Havertz is one of your top goal scorers and more reliable men, it's not enough, bro. Like, Liverpool got Salah, them and they got Haaland. We need inevitability. We've got a lot of players that will score goals, go on good patches, not bad players. Kai Havertz, Trossard, Martinelli, you man should be squad dons. If you're playing out of your skin, you keep your spot in the team. Naivety. I don't know if the club went, well, Kai Havertz done well at the second half of last year. Can he maintain that? I don't know. Too many. You see, when you want to win a league, you need to kind of have these questions answered. If you want to do what we've done in the last 3 years, we've got enough. It did look like it hit Curtis Jones's hand, and it did. Kai was on his way to 20 league goals before his fine muscles gave out. Even if Kai got 20 goals, well done. Big up Kai Havertz. Like, you pulled up your socks a lot more than everyone second half of last year. But brother, you still need a striker. Obviously, it's not the best of example, but like, just because we're watching Liverpool, Origi, yeah, they had Salah and Mane and Firmino, but Origi might have been good for like 6 goals a season, maybe 10. I was gonna say 10. I bottled it, like a bit like my club. I don't know, but he might only be in your squad and only score 6 goals. But them 6 goals might be them folklore goals, that like the last minute winner when you need to win and all of that kind of stuff. When I see these things in my team, I will be here on YouTube saying we can win leagues and things. I think Arsenal can win a league if we live in this fairy tale world where referee decisions are not bad. Clearly, we need to look in our discipline as well, because yes, there is a correlation with dodgy refereeing decisions, but there has to be a correlation with the red cards and obviously us dropping points. If everything goes to plan, everybody's fit, everybody's healthy, then I think Arsenal got a chance. But that's an ideal world. That's not real life. Seeing the same, no 2 seasons are different, of course, but the micro things that are making the macro difference of where we're going to be in the end of the season, I think it's the same as last year. It's good, but it needs to be great. That's not me being harsh. Anything I'm saying is not more harsh than how these players are going to feel for the 3rd year in a row. Doku's done quite well. Phil Foden can't bring that under control. Ooh. Curtis Jones really trusts his teammate Diaz. He's turned a hospital pass into a great one. I don't know how Diaz has evaded about 3 City players. Great play by the Colombian. The curse of the commentator is giving it away to James McCatry. So what, Nico is their new Rodri guy? Ake. Foden. But Golden Boy not doing nothing, boy. Why did we not buy Tony? Not a clue. Move on from Tony was not it. When do our best players decide to leave us for bigger and better? I hope they sign new contracts, but I'd say within the next 12 to 18 months. Somewhat people got to be thinking World Cup year next year. Got to be with them French boys. Boy. Yeah, I can't lie. That was one of the maddest things I saw yesterday. Big up Sterling for having the cojones to try to take the penalty, but free kick, but he's moving mad. I would have loved for him to live a movie, and Sterling must be the greatest. He must be better than Cristiano Ronaldo at free kicks in training, but I was hoping it was going to be Ronaldo versus Portsmouth, but blood. Nico Gonzalez. Rico Lewis. The point is that he's a mid player, which he's given his PL career. Arteta and the board decided to sign him. He didn't ask to be signed. We should have made a ceiling rate. I'm with that because no matter how good Kai's been or bad Kai's been, and I know people are going to say who would you have signed. I genuinely think the piece could have been spent better, and I think Kai can be part of the squad. But I think you've got to look at the summer in a twofold. You've got to look at improving the depth clearly, in line with the injuries we've seen, but in terms of boosting that starting 11, clearly. I don't know if we're gonna get Zubimendi. I don't want to waffle about a guy who's not signed for Arsenal. And there's obviously we're watching Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool, Bayern, all these fans. They hear 1 minute Zubimendi's gonna sign for you, and then he's not. But it's fair to assume we're gonna sign a central midfielder, right? So Rice, my man. You hope we get another 10 or someone that can deputize, give or take, with Ethan if Odegaard's having what he's having now. But give or take, there's going to be another midfielder. I think we're all praying to God that we get a striker. Kai Havertz is not in Arsenal's strongest 11 if you're looking to upgrade this. And then when you start looking at it, oh, Robertson got done dirty. If you are looking at it on the wages angle and all of that, then Kai could become an issue. I wouldn't have bought Kai, but I think we're at where we're at now. I think you can maneuver with Kai Havertz in the squad, but you can't have him in the role he's in now. He's not getting moved on. You never know. If Bayern Munich come and give us our 65 million, but they'd be crazy. But apparently they want Wirtz. He was the Wirtz before the Wirtz, allegedly. Come on, Bayern. But even that, there's a lot that needs to be done at the football club. You'd imagine Partey's going to cut. Tierney's going to cut. Nelson's injured, so I don't know how that's going to play out, but Nelson's a candidate to leave. That's Zinni's probably going to leave. That's hella wages off the wage bill. We all know it, by God's grace, Gabriel Magalhaes, Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, all committed to new deals. And we got to bring people in. And it finally looked like we had a bit of stability at a point. Now it's still kind of there, but it's instability, essentially. Doku shot collected by Allison because he ain't got a flipping sporting director. And we need a sporting director. I've always said, hot take, yeah, and I'm not saying Martin Keown is going to be our sporting director, but I think he's getting his paws into the club, man. He was there when, and I can't say paws into the club, obviously it's big Martin Keown and whatnot, but he's a bit less honest on Arsenal now, if I'm honest with you, when he's on the bigger platforms. He's a bit more diplomatic and a bit more like the glass is half full, half empty kind of thing. He was obviously like, well, we ain't got no one, but he appeared when we did the Champions League draw last week. He was our rep. You saw him next to Jason Ito, and now he could have just went to the game, and it's Martin Keown. He should be one of the former players that gets the best seats in the house. But I think there's something there. That's just a hot take. I think there's something going on there. But yeah, we need a damn sporting director as well. Is what it is. I just hope the stamina and motivation for Arteta and the players is still there next year, and which is what it is, man. Players that we have is what we have. So all this feeling sorry for ourselves from them, man, is nonsense. Odegaard needs to put up and stop talking. All the attackers need to show something. Exactly. Like, even with all the injuries and all of that kind of stuff, yeah, like basically off the 90 minutes yesterday, I was thinking to myself, okay, there's injuries and this and that. I'm not saying the players are not going out there to lose or not to win or whatever, but can they say they left it all out there? I never get that in sink or swim moments from this football club when we've lost this season. I never get the vibe that we've left it all out there. There's been occasions like the way we moved against Spurs at the Emirates, which I don't want no brownie points from my club of moving to Spurs. Their shit. I would say a bit like Liverpool at the Emirates. Definitely how we was against City, how we was against Wolves, how we was when we drew at the Etihad. I need to see that kind of we're standing up to be counted on a way more consistent basis. Other than that, we're very indifferent. We're going through the motions. We're playing this. We're kind of doing the same thing from minute 0 to minute 9. Odegaard needs to back up his ideas. A lot of players do. Because no matter what we say, like, bro, like Ethan's been a lot, especially in this period. Lewis Kelly and Ethan Wanyeri have been two of our more reliable players. That man have been proper Arsenal first team guys like that for 2 minutes. It is what it is, man. City is swag for real. I ain't heard swag for a time. Nobody can blame Havertz, but it's not a lie to say he's not good enough to start if we want to win the league. I don't think that's wrong. But that's what I mean when it comes to, especially, I'm sure all football clubs with content, but with Arsenal, there's little to none of that. Ay. Silvinho, he's the truth, serious skillers. Phil Foden, you don't back it. I mean, doing skills at 2-0 down is crazy. Silvinho, use your right peg. That's a ball. Oh, that Virgil van Dijk, that is a very important interception, or it's 2-1, and it might be a bit of a nervy ending. Boy, if Virgil van Dijk doesn't get a touch there, who is that? Someone's got a tap in. It would have been Marmoush. And I think that's just awareness from Van Dijk. I don't even think he knows that there's a City player bearing down. That's just a quality centre-back doing quality things, isn't it? Pep don't even look that much stressed anymore. Paul Merson called Kai Havertz a Rolls Royce of a player. What on earth was that guy smoking? I don't know about Rolls Royce. Big up Merson, but he's moving. I don't know what Rolls Royce that is. I'd like to see us try again for Bruno G. He would unlock this wooden midfield. You got to forget that one, man. I must admit, I was watching Newcastle today and I was thinking, I was jealous. I was jealous for several things. And I'd say, before I'd say why, like the obvious, I was jealous. Obviously, they conceded that dumb goal. They held that. They got back in the game, but they just kept going. And it might have been one of those crazy games. People, up until the Nottingham Forest game, prior to playing us, actually, or moving on from playing us, people were saying Newcastle are not showing intensity and all that jazz. But today, one goal, they're going again and again and again. There's a ferociousness. Sometimes I think we start well, get a goal, kind of drop off. But you saw it again and again. And I was just looking at their players, man. Obviously, I think we've got a lot of good players at Arsenal, but you can't not watch Bruno Gomes and think, oh, I'd love him at my club. I don't need to even be speaking about, is that, yes, the penalty, the goal, but just the way he plays, man, dropping into midfield. I can't even remember Doku could be in here. I don't even remember. Doku's done well. I don't even remember who scored. I think it was Murphy's, but there was a cute little flick from Isak. In current face of Arsenal, where we are now, when Tonali came off the bench, I can't lie, Joe Willock we could do a thing with Joe. Like, if we had Joe at this moment in time, yeah, could you argue he goes in Declan Rice's 8 role? I'm not saying it'll be pretty, but could he go in Declan Rice's 8 role and Rice plays as a 6? I don't know, man. Desperation would do that to you, folks. Smash the like button, man. The fact you guys didn't sign Isak is jokes. Oh, the only chance we had at getting Isak was when he was at Sociedad. Odegaard doesn't give me captain vibes. Love him and believe he'll return to his best, but has the armband weighed him down at this point? You could say so, but I don't think so. I just think Odegaard needs to back up his ideas. I just think I think the man knows he's playing shit. I need you to just puff out your chest. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong or anyone's wrong, but what's going to change by you taking off the armband? And if I'm honest, I need to see him, pardon me, galvanizing, because I don't know. I'm not on the face of things, but I'd assume if you're the captain, like at Arsenal Football Club, your name holds weight. People are listening to you. Your influence is definitely, obviously, Odegaard doesn't appear a traditional captain, but you're on a lot more of that in moments we can't see. If you're moving like a quote-unquote coward and the rest of the players are, is there something in that? But then again, simultaneously, bro, I need to see, I've seen it on occasions. I've seen players that want to make the difference. I don't want no one, because that's how it was in the early days at the Emirates. People would hide behind the captain or the more scapegoats. Just needs to back up his ideas, man. There's a lot that needs to change, man. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. If the armband weighs you down, you shouldn't play for the club. We should have 11 captains. Give Gabriel the armband. Even that, brother, Gabriel, I can't criticize them apart from isolated to the game, but Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, even the whole team on a flipping transition. This is what I mean. In sink or swim moments, you can't concede goals like that against West Ham, man. It's got to mean a bit more. Cody Gakpo's coming on. Odegaard has not been the same since he returned from injury. It's weird swings and roundabouts, man. Sometimes you see a player in really good form just keep going, and when it's bad, it gets worse, innit? My man said Odegaard's drop in form has coincided with him finding love, getting married, and becoming a dad. He'll be back. Some people lose emotional rhythm. They're normal people. I hear you. You're not necessarily wrong, yeah, but if I was Odegaard, I would find comments like that funny, you know, like because I'm married or I've got a kid, I'm not balling out. I personally think Odegaard's just in a bad patch. I do think the kid's keeping him up. I do think you're just playing crap because you're just playing crap. But there must you can't be 100%. Boy, better to sign a backup to Kai so we can get a 10, an 8, and a left winger. Don't need to sign big names, find quality players for good prices. Big up Gabriel, man. Gabriel's I don't know, man. Like, is it too early to be doing player of the season and all of that kind of stuff? I don't know. But if I had to nominate 3 players of the season for Arsenal, there's to be fair, a couple of defenders, really. The vast majority of defense. Even David Raya. I know David Raya made his mistake against Newcastle, but this man's popped off some serious saves for our football club this season. And I think we've owed David Raya a bit more clean sheets. I know we're up there for clean sheets, which is crazy because I think we've dropped off a level in that regards. Gundogan on the ball here, 11 minutes left. I'd say Raya's up there. I'd say Gabriel Magalhaes would be it for me. I think Timber's been good. I think Lewis Skelly will get a nomination. I think Partey's been good for the majority of the season in comparison to some of his teammates. I think even with his injury, Saka's still up there. Silvinho. Is that another corner? I wouldn't even call this huffing and puffing from City. No, it isn't DG player of the season, Gabriel. Yeah, it would be Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah, if we was to do first, second, and third in no order, well, Gabriel Magalhaes would be it for me. But in no order, I'd say Gabriel Magalhaes. I say, you know what? I think Gabriel Magalhaes. I'd say Gabriel Magalhaes, Lewis Skelly, and Timber, you know, because I think Timber's quietly gone about his business. I think Magalhaes has probably been the man of the whole thing. I think Partey's form has been good. Out of all the 3 main midfielders, Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, Partey's been better for longer this year. Yeah, Ethan, look, nomination as well. Obviously, I don't think he'd get in the top 3, but he has got a thing. No, Gabriel can't get the armband. He'll cave under pressure. Let him lead without the armband. To be fair, he's won the armband on numerous occasions. And I think too much is said about the armband. If you're gonna cave, you're gonna cave. Like anyone who's played Sunday League, like yeah, the captain's voice is strong and that, but there's better leaders. Because sometimes, even if he was the most vocal captain in the world, sometimes you're just not gonna be on it, you know. What do you think about the whole leaked info on the starting 11? They knew you was playing Marino up top. They knew midweek apparently. I don't know about any of that stuff, but I don't think you need a leak for Graham Potter to be. I don't know, you know, because Graham Potter had to have thought, you know what, I'm not an idiot. We know where Arsenal are at the moment. Maybe they keep the same 11. Maybe they play Moreno up top after his brace. We'll watch the little footage from Marino up top or just in Marino. They could even, I bet they even watched the Chelsea draw where Marino was making those forward runs and just built for that. Either way, they knew we're going to do the cross thing. 5 at the back, stink up the place, counter attack. Arsenal will give you chances. Be street smart. And I genuinely think West Ham had the better chances, even though they were counter attacking. Didn't do nothing with possession. Bunch of shots, none on target. And again, Thames was there. Can't believe it was. I'd still be upset. But even if it was like the West Ham game when they beat us last year, we had a bunch of chances and could have put the ball in the back of the net. Nobody trying anything, man. Arteta is predictable, unfortunately. They said it's come from an Arsenal player, shares an agent with someone at West Ham. Well, even with that, if that is true, I don't think that's the reason as to why we played like we did, man. If Arteta wins nothing next season, what he's saying, Gabriel, there's nothing I can say. Like, still gonna be, isn't it? All Salah's found, Shabazz, like Kozanov, been in the trenches. It's a good bit of defending from him. Sancho dropping a hat-trick if Thames is watching. Oh, man, too many players at Arsenal are emotional rather than ruthless, which is why we're due an upgraded mentality in a few positions. Whenever it gets tough, these men don't stand up and be counted. There's nothing more I can add on to that. It's facts. I do think the mentality's improved, but it's still got those little stinger moments. And even like there's a couple of times where like the gaffer as well, like still not. I'm confident when you play you know, Pep and that. But when you come against Eddie Howe, Emre, Areola, anytime we've played Everton, it's never been plain sailing. You've kind of struggled. McAllister to take this corner, Kanate's header. Salah, can he get on it? Keeps it alive. Oh, Kanate, I think he tried to make a tactical fight. Didn't work. Guardiola's on this right-hand side. Guardiola's typically one of their better performers. That's a ball, you know, and Timicast with some good defending. And that ends there. No, man, Odegaard is soft. He ain't the first player to have a kid. Walker got bare and he won the treble. Has Rice made us any stronger? That money should have went on a striker. It's overall. I hear it, man. I think Rice is the least of our issues, if I'm honest. Arteta will be here for a long time. Doesn't matter what we want. Boy. Do you think Partey is playing for a new contract? Probably. I don't think he's going to get one, though. I'm not against him getting one. But I don't think we're going to renew his deal and get Zubimendi and do the Sesko Isaac thing and new contracts for other players, the players that we clearly want to tie down. I think he's gone, man. You never know. There are rumors he doesn't have an option in his contract. There's some that say he does. I guess we'll just never know the truth in that regards. But could you argue a decision's already been made? And his form's been good, and clearly he's an important player to Mikel Arteta. We've seen him playing right back unprovoked. But it has always felt like he's one that the club are not actively forcing out the door, but they're receptive to offers. I think Gabriel Jesus is and would be in the same boat going into the summer, but for obvious reasons, ain't no one buying him. It is what it is. Liverpool are PL champions. I don't think Odegaard has peaked. He's just being made to play a role he's not comfortable with. He looks like an 8 and plays as an 8. He excels in tempo control with occasional line-breaking passes. I hear that, and I think you're right, yeah, but for large periods of Odegaard's time in the last 3 years that we've been fighting for this title, we ain't been saying that. I do think we need to take the shackles off in that regards. But we ain't been saying that. So how much of it is he just needs to keep playing? Obviously, Odegaard's an important player. We all know the pressing and captain and all of these things. But is he that important to the levels of Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Saka? Obviously, it's all different positions. Kovacic has tried to look for a foul. That is shameless. And Liverpool on their bite. Mohamed Salah should be upset with Szoboszlai. Should be a much better pass. Ryan Gabriel have been the leaders this season. Odegaard has stagnated like Martinelli. Unless we change where they play or a new coach, they won't get better. Boy, I love Odegaard as a baller, but there's just too many fair weather players at the club, unfortunately. Kind of like what C said. Credit where it due. Liverpool right now showing you how to keep a lead and how to win a title. Facts. Do you think Arteta has one more season? He's got many more. He signed a 3-year deal. Partey was playing for a new contract, and as soon as it looked like we aren't giving him one, look how he's played the last 4 games. He's moving sloppy. It is Liverpool's title. Arteta won't be sacked, however, if this change at PSG, Real, or Barca, they might come knocking. He's highly regarded in Europe. He is. But I just need him to get over the line at Arsenal. And if not, we do have to see where we're going with things. As I said, I'm not at the stage of sacking and whatnot, but there needs to be serious questions, man. We can't act like this is everybody's without fault. When you mention win a domestic trophy, Arteta sexuals pivoted to the scenario of would you rather finish 2nd or 15th? Why does it have to be exclusive that you can only challenge for the league and not win? I do think some people are more loyal to Arteta than the football club. And I think some people are more loyal to hating Arteta than the football club. People that have been consistent with their opinions are not what I'm referring to. Silvinho. Because it does feel like the Arteta sexuals. They just behave like because I look at field tilts in this, I understand football more than you and whatnot. I just think, Arteta, you've made a lot of mistakes at the club. You've got a lot right. Whatever way I look at it, we've got to 2nd. Whatever way we look at it, we're still at 2nd place. Something's got to change. And every year you do not get over the line, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I think those above us don't want to be winners, but we could have won the league this year. Could have won the league last year. That's got nothing to do with the Cronkies. We've never been set up as a football club for sustained success. It is what it is, man. No expectations. Anything is a bonus for me, man. DG, we need to let our boy Nelly go. If Saudi run up 90 M's, we need to accept it. Nah, man. There's every logic. But Nelly's my guy, man. Martinelli is a bench thing, man. You can help us with the squad. You need to be there if we win the title. You need to be there. And they'd be smoking special crack if anyone's come with 90 million. How much did we buy Martinelli for? Like 6 million. The price might have to drop a lot more, and would we necessarily be against it? And Saliba says he doesn't want to sign a new contract. Would you sell him this season since he only has 2 years left? 1 more year and then you're gone. If that's the case, 1 more year and then you're gone. Why would Barca come for Arteta? They got Flick. Also, PSG have Luis Enrique. Both have won trebles and septuplets. You'll never see City or Liverpool fans walking out on their team in a title race, even if they capitulate. Well, got to take that. And that is one thing that will make the Cronkies act, because fans walking out, if they care about anything, bums on seats. It's just the same thing, different season at the end of the day. There you have it. Same shit, different toilet. Is the title race over for Arsenal now, DG? As long as it's mathematically possible, we have to fight, innit? I think you know the answer. Have zeroed my mind on this title. I'm patiently waiting for what this club will do this summer before incomings and outgoings. Seeing is believing, man. Seeing is believing. I won't hold my breath. I'll be hopeful because I want to see signings, but seeing is believing, man. There's been a lot of lip service under Mikel Arteta by the manager and everybody, but I do think for the last 2 years it hasn't been perfect. But for definitely in the Emirates era, there's a point where there's been a lot of times during the Emirates era where people have spoken and the actions haven't correlated. I feel there was a point where it was. Unfortunately, I think we're going back. Mohamed Salah's one man of the match. He's got a goal. He's got an assist. He's doing what needs to be done. Big game player. Come, man. You've conquered the Premier League, man. Go somewhere else. You deserve to get paid in Saudi or PSG or wherever. You want to live in London? Want to play up front? Can you win a league with Kivio? If you're that good, Salah, if you're a Prem legend, come win a league with Kivio. Come win a league title with Partey right back. You as well, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I don't mind Van Dijk if you're on it, you know. You can be back up to Saliba and Gabriel. Now I'm joking. Man said Deluded is racist. That is a crazy allegation with no evidence, but trolls gonna be trolls, man. Why didn't we go for Flick? I don't understand it. Look at the football boss he's playing. They score goals for fun and they actually compete in all comps with all their financial difficulty. Once that Ballon d'Or to his name, DG can't get that in Saudi. DG, do you think if Edu didn't leave us, we would have got a striker in this window? No, because we fucked up windows before. But I do like Edu going because it's one less person to blame. Like, depending on where you want the narrative, and all variables could be true. But I think some people say things like, "Oh, the Conkeys let down Arteta, the board let down Arteta. It's all Edu's fault." They say it to the point where it's all Arteta's fault. They say it to the point where they actually know this. Depending on how you want to view things and where you stand on the manager or where it's gone wrong, you're going to paint whatever narrative. We don't know. But from what it's worth, I don't think it's too silly to suggest that Edu saw his voice diminishing, talking about multi-club structure, said, you know what, I think we've gone as far as we can. I want to go somewhere else. Kept it moving. Must be taught. Yeah, just must. I don't know, man. When they hate, don't they start telling lies, man. Poor season from City, but it won't last. They'll rebuild, and also you can see the Klopp rebuild coming through now, and they will only get stronger. This was the season for Arsenal, only to be more difficult over the next years. To be fair, while we haven't won the title, they said that in 2022-23. Well, they said that last year after the first year we fought, and they said that again, and we're still there. And pardon me, even though I think we've still stagnated, we're still here. I'm not saying other teams aren't going to catch up or eclipse Arsenal, or saying Arsenal are going to get over the line, but I do think it's funny that whether we get it right or wrong, everyone just assumes Arsenal's going to, out of everybody, whether like everyone, like Arsenal's going to be the ones that are just going to sit on their hands. Can City, well, City's stadium is empty, and then they might miss a third goal if Liverpool won it. No, Tsimikas ruined it. He's got another chance here. Tsimikas, it's poor from Tsimikas, really. It's funny because this has probably been one of the better City performances I've seen, but it's dead. Like, It's dead. It's not even shocking anymore. City rebuild isn't a given, by the way. They need a lot of changes from defense through even midfield. It's true. We need no new owners. That's not happening anytime soon, though, man. DG Saliba will definitely walk out the door. I'll miss Saliba, but bro, I've seen Thierry Henry go, man. If Arteta gets the attack he has always wanted, let him have the year to cook. If not, and it starts to sink again, time to go. But that's the thing, yeah. We came into this season, or like the talking, like, especially on this channel, is like the gloves are off for the football club, the gloves are off for Arteta. He needs to get over the line. Now we're doing next year. MLS gonna make it. DG's already made it, bro. He's done more than Kobe Mainoo. Focus over them sides. Is Chido Obi Martin gonna make it, mate? R.H. Lendis are making it. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. Please. Please. Well, City could be in here. Kanata's gone to sleep. Phil Foden. I haven't seen you. Poor past the docu. Yeah, City need to splash some cash. Oi! Good skill by Doku. I must admit, I did think that was a free kick. Ref don't agree with me. Harvey Elliott, surely the game's done. And it is. It lets Liverpool go 11 points clear. Oi! Number 20 is loading. It's not loading. It's loaded. It's there. Champions elect. Might as well engrave that on it already, man. 11 points. Crazy. 700 million rebuild without a trophy is insane when you think about it. And we have to go through another rebuild this summer with the number of our guys. I mean, he did win an FA Cup, but yeah, he stumbled. And whatever way you wrap it, like title challenges, cup exits, Arteta can't get over the line at this moment in time. There's something. Whatever reasons there are, I'm not saying they're not valid. He needs to. And also, Sterling not playing 100%. Arteta really disrespected him yesterday, playing a defender before him. I would feel aware if I was him. He's still getting his check, though, man. Still getting his check. Liverpool have won the PL title. There's nothing we can do. Bro, the next year talk is even because we all know they won't sack him unless he finishes 8th or something. They definitely give him next season, but it's just annoying. I'll only take it serious. The only time I think Arteta's job is under threat is if, rightly or wrongly, he tries to cut for himself. The last 12 months of his deal, or the halfway point in this 3-year contract he signed, or, and I'm exaggerating, but you see how fans exited the stadium. That's the only time. Let's be honest, that's the only reason Emre got hooked. That's the only time Emre got the hook. When fans are leaving and not attending, you know how the Cronkies operate. Did you watch the boxing? I watched the highlights. Just get some hands. Hey. Shamelessly, this is a good result for Arsenal. Survived another week of teams closest to us dropping points. Shameless indeed, man. For all them years when we came up short against City, this feels so good. Beat these man home and away. Well played, my team. I hear it. Liverpool deserve it. Done what they're doing, man. Where that's concerned, people, the good news is that I'm back at 7 p.m. where we can actually focus on Arsenal. I'm tired of waffling about Arsenal, so I'm going to get some guys on the platform so they can offer their thoughts, people, and I can be a bit of a host. The talking points, the questions, everything, man. It's always a pleasure to be here with you lot. Congratulations to Liverpool. I won't say commiserations to Manchester City. I will to their fans, to their owners and Pep. Your players deserve this because your players are arrogant cunts, if I'm honest with you. Pardon my French. But yeah, on that note, I'll see you lot at 7, man. You lot, peace.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Always just that active red man, defenders. I think